He's just excited to be here and looking forward to sharing this adventure with you guys.
All right, cool. Okay, Kepley Toss Couple, 12-year-old halfling Boy Scout. What's the last badge you earned?
The last badge before this?
Yes,
last badge that I actually have this written down. Where the heck? I wrote all this when I was drunk and then just completely forgot it. This is a foreign sheet to me.
Let's hear it. Yeah, what was the last badge you earned?
Oh, basket weaving. There it is.
Basket weaving.
Underwater basket weaving?
No, ma'am. No. Underwater's too scary.
Oh.
Okay.
Baby.
He's a little 12-year-old. What do you expect?
Do you have a father figure? Do you need one? And then turn into a guy.
Wow, that's impressive.
Come here.
I thought being a Boy Scout was dangerous, but here we go.
All right, Kepley, go ahead and pick your next.
Kepley's gonna go ahead and toss it over to Sarg. Is that what it is, Sarg?
Yeah, Sarg, the pretty half elf fighter. He's not too smart, not too wise to anything going on. He just wants to do good. He ended up in this town for the Pudding Faire because the last town he was in, he took on a contract and he succeeded, and then immediately got robbed.
Oh no!
And so he's broke and just wandering over to the next town to try to get a meal. And just in his luck, there's a food festival.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who does he know who robbed him, or is there like a culprit to who robbed him?
He doesn't really get it, because he's very easy to trick. So it's just kind of like one of those like, yeah, dude, we'll help you out, and like just come over this way, and this one drink costs all your money. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Cool.
Okay. And, what did you drink?
Just an ale.
Okay.
The local delicacy. Or so I thought.
Ale. Okay. Lost all his money to ale. Noted.
Yeah.
So ale is your weakness?
Nice people are my weakness.
No.
He's just a pretty
Nice
face.
people with ale. Okay.
It's just a pretty face.
It's a pretty face. He's a very pretty elf.
Yeah.
We heard about the drawing board. We heard about this turtle. Kepley, can you give me a little bit more of your description? I don't know if did you mention like kind of you're 12-year-old, but like can you give me more?
Yeah. He's real round. He's a tubby boy. Surprisingly dexterous. Barefoot, obviously, huge feet. Curly hair, braces, freckles. Acne's starting to come in, but not too bad yet. And he's again basically a green-based Boy Scout.
Okay.
Would you say that he's a stout halfling?
So he is exactly that, sir. He is a stout.
Fantastic. Okay. And then one more thing, actually. Sarah, can you describe your character? I know you said pretty elf, but like, what's a pretty elf to you? Like, what does that look like?
Imagine like a Chris Evans half elf, just blonde hair, fair face.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see, yeah.
Ooh, Chris Evans half elf.
Yeah.
And I just turned female.
There you go.
Oh.
Well, I don't know.
All right, let's and then
Now to halfling. Now, Jackie, is this like a wardrobe change, or is this what's happening when you?
So, like my scales, they'll like turn like a dark bronze to like a lighter bronze. So
like one of those pillows that like you move.
Exactly.
The yeah. Okay.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Perfect.
And then a couple like bigger horns will come out when I'm a dude in dude mode.
Yeah, obviously.
And then obviously like extra goods, and then you'll hear something drop when I'm a dude, like, oh, you can feel it in the air, like there's a presence.
Switch back and forth. I hope Kepley feels nothing in the air or any sort of presence. But
there's minors. There are minors in this game. Let's hand it off to our last, but definitely not least, party goer.
Hello. My real name is Nikki. I'm playing Scout. She is a wood elf whose tribe actually received the invitation for the pudding fair, but nobody wanted to go because they're all very reclusive. So she actually snuck out to attend the fair. And she's really shy and she doesn't want to get caught, so she might be hiding frequently. She is short for a wood elf, kind of bronze skin with pink hair, and it's cropped like little bangs, and half of it's up. She usually uses like a bow and arrow. It's probably her preferred weapon.
Nice, nice. What was her class again?
Oh yeah. Let me pull up her sheet. She is a rogue, a wood elf rogue.
Wood elf rogue. Okay,
Oh,
cool.
she's sneaky.
Who's in her like
So
immediate?
sneaky.
Who's in her immediate like tribe? Like, does she have like a chief leader? Is there brothers, sisters? Like, what's her tribe look like? Like her immediate group?
Yeah, I think it's like a couple different groups of families that have just lived together in the forest for generations. So kind of that natural native kind of thing where everybody's family, you know, where they're all kind of taking care of each other, not necessarily like too much of a hierarchy.
Got it. Is there somebody that's looking for her specifically? Like maybe somebody who like you're gone, you're around this tribe, but like who is looking for you?
Yeah, I think she would definitely have like a close friend who would have noticed that she was gone.
Okay. Good. Awesome. All right. So just to review, we have CT, who is a dragonborn bard, hermaphrodite. We have Sheldon, our thin turtle. Did you mention what class it was?
Oh
Sheldon?
no, I am an artificer.
And what's an artificer?
They make stuff.
Cool.
They make what?
They make
Nice to know. It makes
they magically like enchant things.
Oh.
Yeah. Sheldon, specifically, what's your subclass?
The one with the potions, alchemist.
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 Okay, yeah, double check.
That made more sense for a chef, as
Okay.
opposed to like robot man, as
Yeah.
opposed to Iron Man.
Yeah, cool. Good chef. And then we have Sarg. Is that correct?
Yeah, sorry. Yep.
Okay. Sarg, do-gooder. Sounds like kind of ditzy. Doesn't know some of the like kind of common things about like, I don't know, trying to keep his money. Sounds like he just
Yeah,
You know.
very trusting person.
trusting. Okay, trusting person. Cool. And then he's just kind of looking for a place to eat or maybe some like food or something like that after he got robbed, unknowingly.
Yeah.
And then rounding out is we have Scout, Wood Elf Rogue, who has left the tribe just to go on this little bit of an adventure. They tend to be pretty reclusive. Doesn't seem to like venture out much. So you're kind of afraid of like getting caught. You don't want to be caught right now. Just kind of that's where we're at.
Oh yeah, may randomly hide.
May randomly hide. Okay, interesting quirk. Awesome. All right. With that said, our story begins. So, beyond the crystal blue waters of the Sword Coast, moving deep into the lush, dense woods of Neverwinter, past the red clay earth of the Sword Mountains, lies a seemingly sleepy halfling village. They are nestled in the groves of fruit trees, and it's a town known as Honeypuddle. You can look under roll 20 to kind of get a sense of kind of just the energy of like Honeypuddle. Normally throughout the year, the village is quiet and peaceful. The populations of halflings living in harmony with the neighboring gnomes of Threepenny Woods. Honeypuddle, surrounded by the forest and fruit trees, is made up of mostly farmers, craftsmen and women, bakers, and the more domestic occupations. But once a year, that village transforms its farming land into one of the sickest celebrations in all of the Forgotten Realms. Pudding Faire, aka Fruitapalooza 1369. And then on roll 20, you should also see a map. This one-day festival brings young and old halflings back to Honeypuddle to pay homage to one of their chief deities, Sarah Lee, or the goddess of hearth, home, and the spirit of friendship and hospitality that embodies halflings. Every year, the halflings of Honeypuddle invite their neighboring gnomes of Threepenny to partake in the cooking and sharing of the Great Pudding, and throughout the years has brought many creatures to also share in this tradition, a symbol to celebrate the summer season and winter harvest, and to symbolize the peace of these two cultures of gnomes and halflings. Legend says that the festivities have continued through countless traditions and centuries, and have grown all under the hidden gaze of Sarah Lee, who, legend tells, takes the form of a halfling and watches over the celebration, even participating in some of the events and festivities. Fruitapalooza, more traditionally known as Pudding Faire, centers around storytelling, games of Yondilla's Luck, pudding wrestling, and even new traditions and competitions, with the culmination in the cooking and sharing of the traditional Honeypuddle pudding. This year, however, is different. For a dark force appears to be brewing amongst the fairgoers. More specifically, Urlden, the miscreant gnome god of greed, murder, and envy, whom lures his people to do misdeeds. Why he has interrupted the festivities, you don't really know, but it troubles you, as this is your first year together in the Pudding Festival and what kind of brings you in together. And it troubles you, given especially since he stands in front of you at this very moment. With that said, we fast forward past the first few days of your festivities, just past the 12th chime of the tower clock at high noon that overlooks the woods, and you find your party of partygoers standing before the true form of Urlden. Wand in hand, as he has just completed his incantation, turning the goddess Sarah Lee into a statue. A frog hops onto the foot of the halfling deity incarnate, and around him, 8 transparent humanoid figures begin to shape, and their shadows are cast. The shadows casted by yourselves also form up behind each of you as they reflect from the midday sun. And with that, let's go ahead and roll for initiative.
Real light and loose, huh?
Real light and loose.
Light and loose.
Real light and loose.
Real light and loose.
Don't ask about my armor class though, because it's horrible.
Oh, we're gonna find out right now, since you are up first, Karen.
Oh shit. Okay, so we see Sarah Lee turn into a statue. You said right in front of us.
Yeah. So the Roll20 page is up if you want to see what the map looks like. But yes, Sarah Lee is turned into a statue as the true form of what Urlden looks like is revealed. To give you some context, Urlden, the true form of Urlden, is a human mole. It doesn't really have eyes, but has a great snout that can smell, claws coming out. He's holding a wand in one of his hands. And he's just turned Sarah Lee into a statue. There's also those 8 figures, those shadows that are kind of transparent. You almost like can see through them into the woods as they appear up around you.
Okay. So I'm just going to... Should I just go out with a bang right now and just breath weapon like everybody in front of me?
You can do whatever you want. You are up first in combat.
Okay. So, yeah, we're just, since I have those 3 people in front of me, I just, right? Those 3, are those, like, what do you call those people?
Yeah, just make a general, make a history check.
Oh, not very smart, so we're gonna go with the 6.
You haven't seen these before. These are These are relatively new to you in this cycle that you've got into.
Okay. So my breath weapon, please forgive me because I've never played a Dragonborn before. I just go for it, right? And it's just 2d6.
Yes, there is. I don't think.
I believe it's probably a dex save or a con save.
Yeah, there is a dex save.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're gonna try to hit those first 3.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna make a dex save for is it the 5x30? So those first 3 that are in front of you to the right, is that the ones you're trying to hit?
Yes.
Okay.
First 3 to the right. Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
Yep.
12, a 16, and an 18 without a modifier.
All right. Well, those are all successes. So you get half of my 2d6 that I'm about to fuck up right now.
All right. Let's go. Let's see it.
6 and a 4, so 5.
5 points of damage. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So let's call this one here. Okay. What does your breath weapon look like, and where does it kind of like just describe to me what it looks like?
So I don't know if you've ever seen Kung Fu Hustle, but you know, like, so she basically breathes in like all the air, and like exhales like opera-wise, and it just all like basically it's all fire. So it breathes, it just goes out. Like,
awesome.
My chest looks like overly big, like a giant chicken breast, and then it exhales out.
Okay.
And then while I have Kepley, I tell him to come behind me because I have to protect the little one because I have like that little brother like instinct, family instinct to watch over the little ones.
Nice.
And I tell him to cover his eyes because he's too young to see such violence.
All right, that's perfect because Kepley's actually up next.
Has anybody seen my Scoutmaster? Someone needs to authorize me to use lethal force. Kepley is actually gonna take up Karen's offer and run behind her, kind of over here, and then he is going to cast Bless on Scout, CT, and Sheldon.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay, what does your Bless look like?
It's when he casts Bless, he actually starts to glow a little bit. Kepley is actually part sorcerer. He's a half sorcerer paladin, so he starts shining with this like copper light from his copper dragon ancestry, which is the only reason why he trusts creepy CT. And then that light will shine over the 3 characters that he named. And then Bless just gives a D4 to attack rolls, saving throws, if, I don't know.
Got it. Cool. You have to maintain concentration, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any other bonus actions, or do you have any other things that you could do?
That's a good question.
And, sorry, Karen, what was the question?
No, is it for 10 minutes? Or for the, like, how many rounds?
Bless lasts for 1 minute, so 10 rounds.
10 rounds. That's what I meant. I know there was a 10 in there somewhere. Okay.
Yeah, 10 rounds. As long as you can maintain concentration. Yeah, you got anything else?
Yeah, I'm not gonna waste the bonus action, and I can't draw my weapons until a person of authority lets me. So I'm just gonna hide for now.
Fantastic. Okay, now it is the creatures' turns. They're all gonna go on 1 because they just rolled 1 initiative, so it's gonna be a pretty big flurry. The creatures that you see before you, they look like the shadow versions of yourself, and they kind of take a form that's very similar to you. And you see them when they force form up, and then they disappear, and they go into invisibility. So right now, you have a general sense of where they are, but they're invisible. And with that said, invisibility is going to grant disadvantage to any attack rolls. They grant advantage on their attack rolls. So the first set, which is these first 3, are going to go ahead and move. This one kind of comes up behind Kepley, out kind of to the side. And they're going to go ahead and roll their attacks.
Did we see that, or are they invisible when
They're invisible.
Yeah, they go invisible. So the first thing is you see their form. You see the shadows form out of your shadows. and then they go, and they kind of disappear. The way that combat's going to work in this is you can't necessarily target them, but you can clearly see on the map where they are. You're just going to roll with a disadvantage when you attack them. First one is going to go towards Scout. That's a 17 without a modifier. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I was just here to cook. I didn't want to do anything.
Alright, that's 8
I
points
just wanted pudding.
That's 8 points of slashing damage. And since the creature has advantage on this attack rolls, you're also going to take 2d6 of necrotic damage. That's another set of 4. That's 4. Real loose game, everybody. Real loose game. Next one's gonna go after Karen. Okay, that is
nerfed my character for this.
That is a that's a 20, 16, 17, that's 22.
Yeah, it hit.
That's 19 points of damage. That is both slashing damage and the necrotic damage as well.
Alright, Kepley's just gonna lie down right here. They get advantage anyway. He's gonna lie down to the ball.
Okay, the last one is actually the one by Kepley. And the one by Kepley just comes up, and it's again like a stout version of yourself. And then he just like smiles. You see the glistening of his braces, and then he disappears, goes invisible. He's gonna go ahead and roll his attack roll on you. Okay, let's see. That's a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that is 8 points of the slashing damage. And that is 3 points of necrotic damage. Okay.
Ow.
That.
What kind of pudding fair is this?
That was 1, 2, 3. These two are gonna continue to go invisible. They kind of hide in the bushes. This one starts to drop back, and then this one also drops back to Earldin. The ones that are in front of Earldin and Surly are still visible, but the other two that were behind Sarg and Sheldon disappear. Scout, you're up next.
Okay, I'm gonna take I have a long sword, and I'm just gonna blindly like swing it around because I know I just got hit.
Okay, awesome. Roll with a disadvantage. Attack roll.
Golly, I'm glad Kepley decided to lie down.
Yeah.
So are you prone, or are you just gonna be supine, Kepley, right?
Oh, Kepley is 100% prone right now.
Okay. He just prostrated himself like onto the ground. All right, fantastic. What'd you roll?
No one told him it's okay to fight.
First I rolled an 8, and then I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Do I add anything to my 1, or is it just a fail?
No.
I mean, if you were a halfling.
Yes, yeah. If you were a halfling, you'd have luck. You're just swinging around. You see that Kepley just kind of like reels back, and it just like he's just starting to maybe get like a little bit of like tiny baby chin hair, just like a little baby chin hair, and it just slices off that one chin hair that he had as you're swinging.
Aw, shucks.
He's sadly disappointed. Sheldon, you're up next. Did you have any other bonus actions there, Scout? Sheldon, you're up next, and then Sarg, you're up.
Can I use my bonus action to hide?
Yes, as a rogue you can. Where are you hiding?
There's a tree behind me. I'd like to just kind of scamper off in there and hide.
Okay, consequence of that is you will take an attack of opportunity.
Even if I'm hiding?
Yeah, you're gonna move away if you're gonna try to hide.
Then maybe I don't want to do that. I'm not gonna do anything.
Sheldon, you're up next.
I begin to cry and I revert into my shell.
Oh
I
god.
was just here to cook desserts. I wasn't here for anything. And I'm crying and I'm in my shell. That's it. That's my turn. That's all of it. Not moving, not doing anything. That's what I'm
We have 2 characters doing hiding. We're so gonna die.
Exactly what Sheldon would do.
Sarg, you are up next. Sheldon just retracts into his shell, and you like hear the crying, and then you also see it seeping out of like little tears seeping out of the end part of his shell, as they're just kind of coming out of the shell.
Wait.
Sarg, you're up.
Wait, didn't Scout have a +4 because of the bus?
To Dex and attack. So
Oh,
Yeah.
+4 to a nat 1
It's 5.
isn't gonna help.
Still sad.
oh, you did. You got a 1. Oh fuck.
I got
thought-
a nat
I was
1.
like,
Yeah.
oh, she got an
It was
8.
just a big fat fail.
Dang.
Sarg, you are up.
Okay, Sarg is a little confused. He's like, how did I get here? What's happening? Should I protect the women or the children or the statue? So I'll just run in here and attack this shadow thing.
Okay, roll with disadvantage.
14.
Okay, 14 just hits the armor class. You just manage to like see one of them as they start to like kind of shift. The trees, they kind of wave out of they kind of move in a direction. And using like your keen senses, you go ahead and slash it. Go ahead and roll for the damage.
12.
12 points of slashing damage?
Yeah.
Okay, that one, just as soon as you kind of like slash it, you don't see it, but you can hear its cry of anguish as it just like comes into like almost like just completely being destroyed from this realm of existence. Very close to it though, but you just slice like kind of right through it. Okay. Last on the initiative order is Erlden, and Erlden, in his like kind of like mole form, looks at Sarah Lee in the statue form, and looks at the skulks that he has just brought into this realm. And he does 2 things. The first thing that he does is he goes, "Go and find them." And the skulks around you shift down into the ground, and they, in like kind of like the ghost fashion in the movie Ghost, they kind of come down and just kind of disperse out away from Threepenny Woods. And from a distance, I need everybody here to make a perception check.
Nice. It's a 3 total.
Sheldon, it's not only, it's deafening inside of your shell, so you don't fucking hear anything around you.
No, I shouldn't.
The only thing you hear is the tears rolling down your eyes, rolling down your face.
I'm terrified.
What are the other rolls?
18.
Okay.
10 for me.
16, 18, 10. Okay. Kepler?
7 for Kepler.
Yeah, okay. The people who are lying on the ground, the only thing that they can hear is just like the shift into the ground as they push out. Everyone else that rolled above a 10, you can hear the festival, and you hear screams from the festival. Like screaming from the festival. Erlden turns to you, and he looks to the partygoers, and he says, "Ye and all who are living shall be cursed to forget this day till I dine on pudding." And blackness engulfs your senses. And then you wake up. You hear the crow of a rooster awakening you from your slumber. And it is, you can look back kind of roll 20 now. It's the morning of the Fruitapalooza 69, as a brass band is cranking up, crying out, "Fruitapalooza 69!" And you peer out of your window and you see a crowd of happy halflings and gnomes bustling towards the fairgrounds. It's 9 in the morning on the day of the annual Honeypuddle Pudding Faire Fruitapalooza 1369. Before you guys head downstairs to the festival, what is everyone's morning routine before they hit the fairgrounds? Combat is over, but what is everyone's morning routine before they hit the fairgrounds?
Quick technical question.
Yeah.
Would everybody revert back to their full health?
Yes.
But I was just wondering.
Yes, everybody reverts back to their full health. Everybody gets back all their spells, and everything is reset.
Did we all wake up in the same room, or are we all separate?
You guys are all in the same room. It's almost like a hostel situation where you guys like wake up and you're like, oh, that was you, I'm gonna explain a little bit how it's gonna go, but I just need you to tell me, what does your morning routine look like? So as you're getting ready to get down to the festival grounds.
Can I ask who brought the shrooms and what happened last night? Is that a question? Or did we not?
So you start, okay, keep going, okay, all right.
Just because I'm from the forest doesn't mean that I brought any strange any.
I just had a wild dream, and I'm in Karen female form, and I take a swig of my ale, and I give a little fire breath instead of brushing my teeth, and I say, oh, all the germs are like basically done, and I just get my satchel, and the first thing I do is look for Kepley, because he's like, I'm creeping on Kepley, making sure he's safe. I've owned him.
Okay, all right. Kepley is kind of roused awake. Kepley, what you see standing above you is Karen.
Scoutmaster. Hi, Kate. Hi, CT. How's your day going?
Oh my gosh, are you okay? Did you get sleep?
I had a bit of a nightmare, but I'm just ready to bake my fruitcake.
Oh, all right. Well, guess we should head out, huh? Anybody hungry? Anybody got an appetite?
Well, I have various fruits. Would you like fruit?
Yeah, toss them over here, Sheldon.
And then I use catapult and I throw a watermelon at it.
Do you have to roll an attack with that?
Jesus Christ.
That's definitely an attack roll.
Is there an attack roll? Make an attack roll against Karen.
It's a dex save.
Make her make the dex save.
3.
Watermelon.
It's early. I got a watermelon to the face.
Okay. Is there any damage to that watermelon? Let's call it a D4. Call it a D4.
Oh, I mean, there is damage to it.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. What's the damage?
Sheldon.
I was gonna go the sideways. 22 points of damage.
Holy shit.
What the I run over and I go, I didn't know
What?
DM, do we remember anything about yesterday?
Hold on, I want to finish this. You need to finish this morning, okay? Because not everyone's done their morning. And I'm gonna let you know right now. But okay, the watermelon, just Sheldon does not know his own strength. he fucking field hockeys this fucking watermelon into Karen's head, and some of it splashes onto both Sarg and Scout. And what's happening there?
I immediately run over and I go, I'm sorry, I don't know what I use healing word, I heal you for 6 damage.
I like wipe off all the watermelon and my face is just completely welted. So like my eyes are like in and my skin's all puffed up because I only have 24 hit points. I am concussed.
Amazing.
Did you say 22?
He 22, and then he healed you for 6.
Oh my god. Okay, well here we go.
Scout, Sarg, how's your morning?
Let's just stick to the fruit balls.
My morning routine would probably be to like run my fingers through my hair, not to like brush it, because I like having some leaves in there, you know, for that woodland effect, and kind of like tying up a bit in a knot and then just like wrapping on my little cloak. And that's about it. And just kind of checking everybody out. Not really a huge crowd fan, so I'm just like still kind of assessing everybody.
Scout, make a deception check.
Ooh, a nat 20.
Nice. Back in your recluse village, there is somebody going in to check on you in your sleeping bag. And you have one of those like fake, you made like a fake version of yourself in the sleeping bag. And they try to wake you up and they kind of nudge you back in your reclusive village. And they're like, oh, she's just sleeping. She's going to just sleep in a little bit longer. And then they kind of continue with their day.
Fantastic. Crisis averted.
You none of this you know, but I mean, like, that's something that you set up, and that's what's happening over in the reclusive village that you live in. Sorry, tell me about your morning routine.
Yeah, so normally I just wake up and kind of go over my armor, make sure it's like in tip-top shape, like oil the leather, and as I'm starting to do that, the watermelon juices explode all over, and partly because I didn't really recover from that dream, that nightmare kind of situation, and like all that juice, I'm just kind of like about to kind of just feeling queasy about the nightmare, and then just juices.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Uh, 15.
Okay, you're fine.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys kind of shimmy about, and you know, downstairs, you know, there's just an exit. There isn't really like a bed and breakfast. There's just kind of an exit down, and you get this sense that this isn't the first time that you've had this morning together. This is actually the 12th time you've had this morning together. So it's slowly kind of coming back to you, but this morning that you guys have just had together, this is the 12th time that it's happened. And for some reason, you are the only ones who know that. Let me just outline some objectives. This is kind of a little out of game and out of character, really. But I just need to outline some objectives because I think this might be the only way that this is really going to kind of like work. First of all, yes, to answer your question, Kepley, you guys do remember the event that happened at the end of the day at the 12th chime. Okay, this morning is the morning that you've had for the 12th time. So you have these two pieces. You have the beginning and you have the end of your day. Those are the two things that like are pretty solid in your mind, and they start out always the same. So a couple potential objectives and kind of rules for the session is discovering what is causing the time loop and why. Also discovering possibly the identity of Sarah Lee, and that some boundaries is that everything you need happens within the realm of the map, of the Pudding Faire 1369 map. And it's happening specifically between the fairgrounds, Threepenny Woods. You're not going to do too much in Honeypuddle. Honeypuddle is like your home base, basically. Every place that you go to and that you kind of interact with, it'll take an hour in game time. It takes 1 hour. If more than one person goes to an area, we'll split up that time. Maybe you guys interact in an area and it goes a lot quicker. So maybe you get like half an hour in that specific time. But if one person goes to one area, it's going to take 1 hour, okay? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Once you've completed or are satisfied with maybe how the portion of that time loop goes, like in a specific area, you get to skip past that. You don't have to replay that whole thing. You could just be like, oh, we already did that. I want to keep that same time loop. You guys get to keep going. Okay, you can add that to your inventory of like events that have already happened. And the last thing is that any potential skill challenges that are put in front of you, if I actually say it's a skill challenge, you can only use skills you are proficient with. Okay, so I know it's a lot of rules. Like it seems like it might be the only way to kind of go about it. We'll kind of try to see what we can figure out. But basically, again, what's causing the time loop and why? Discovering who Sarah Lee is. Everything you need is within the map, and every place you go to takes about an hour. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. and you make your way down.
Sorry, DM, out of character, can I make a special request?
Yeah.
Can we not have Karen take 22 points of damage every morning?
So the events are gonna happen, but the rolls, she might be able to make that dex save. But the sequence of the things that happen, that's gonna happen. He's gonna throw the watermelon.
Way to go, Sheldon.
And she needs to make the dex save. But whether she makes it or not, it depends. But that sequence of how people start their morning holds.
Got it. Okay.
Nice.
Okay. First thing that happens, you guys get out the door. A couple things happen. First thing is you hear the giggling of children in this Honeypuddle village, kind of like the entryway, and they startle a goose, and the goose kind of flutters by to a nearby gnome that drops like a tray of cakes. A passing bird kind of comes over and shits on a aged halfling. There's a little old halfling guy there sitting having some coffee and just completely shits on his bald head. There's a small elf that runs past you, Kepley, like knocks past you. It's a small elf, green tunic. He rushes past you, and as he rushes past you, he also bumps and he knocks over the coffee off the table of like somebody, like a coffee mug. Falls on the ground, and his eyes flare up with excitement. He's like, and then he keeps running. Last thing is there's a barking dog that chases a rat through the crowd that you guys are making your way to the Pudding Fest, and it causes the town juggler to trip and fall face first into the mud. With that said, you guys make your way to the entrance of the Pudding Fair. The morning is yours. What would you like to do?
Wait, so we know what Sarah Lee looks like, right? Or we don't know?
So Sarah Lee takes the form of a humanoid halfling, but if you do look into your journal in Roll20, there is a photo of what Sarah Lee looks like. And I'll just tell you, Sarah Lee is, this like fair-skinned blonde goddess of like homeliness. She looks very like homey and welcoming. She carries like a crown with her. She's got like beautiful like a white dress. That's her goddess form. Earldin, in his true form, is a mole. He's a stinky little mole with no eyes. Looks like a little monster. So that's kind of the information. Is there anything else you need or want?
No. Well, you said her goddess form, but we know what she looks like, so we can look for her right now, right?
You know what her goddess form looks like? Because you saw the statue of
Oh,
her halfling form.
She did, okay, I thought she was in halfling form when she turned into okay.
Sure. Let's get started. You guys make it, you finally hit it to the fairgrounds. Kind of those events kind of happen around you in the morning. Your morning routine happens. Some of the stuff in the beginning of Honeypuddle in terms of entering the town happened at the same time. And then you guys now are entering the Pudding Fair. And the Pudding Fair is the Coachella of Honeypuddle. It's like the halflings all come back to rage and party. And it's traditional. It's like traditional in a sense. There's like some new traditions, some old traditions. A lot of the vendors have been here for many years, so they know maybe more about the tales of the area, maybe the history of Honeypuddle. But for the most part,
get further into it, can I help clean up the guy who dropped the cake and the guy who got shot on?
Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. How do you help him? You don't need to make a roll for that. How do you help him?
I just like clean up. I use Mage Hand to help like get which was the thing I should have handed the watermelon with.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why don't you catapult your help?
Make more of that. And I like kind of get the cake to try to like, make it a cake again. And then I kind of just pour a little water on the like shirt of the man who got shot at.
The old man who gets shot on is just like, oh, thank you, young buck. And then the tray of cakes, the gnome who drops it is like, oh, thank you. I was gonna use it for the pudding fest, but I don't know if it's gonna come together. But thank you. She's kind of just like, thank you. Okay.
Hey, chance, that's it.
Did any of that fall on the floor?
Sorry, Henry, your audio's kind of bouncing back and forth. What was it again, man?
Did any of the cakes fall on the floor or whatever she dropped?
They did, yeah. They fell onto the floor and yeah, they fell on the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a little and eat it because I'm hungry.
He goes, oh, I don't think you. Okay. There's food at the stadium, or you can maybe get into the Great Pudding Tent, see what they have there. You don't have to eat that cake that just fell.
Right.
But I have no money, so I'll.
No, don't worry, honey. Like she the gnome comes up to you, like, don't worry. Like we'll take care of you. It's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. And then she's gonna give you the Honeypuddle handshake of Honeypuddle. She pours out a jar of honey, like a little like squeeze bottle of honey, and she puts it on her hand, and then she puts her hand out like this.
I'll shake it.
Now your hand is sticky.
Okay. I just stare at it. And like try really hard not to lick it.
Fantastic. Okay. She goes, well, don't worry, we'll take care of you. If you need food, we have plenty here in Honeypuddle.
Did you guys know that this is all free?
I want to kind of shyly shuffle up to the one who got shit on by the bird and just poke him and be like, that's good luck, and then just kind of shuffle away.
He looks up, no teeth. Nice. Cool, Scout. Okay. Morning is yours. The starting at 9 o'clock is yours. What are you guys up to?
Let's see. So we're at the tent.
Not gonna lie, Kepley really wants to check out that oiled boar contest.
All right. Well, Kepley, I can go with you. I hold up my hand. Do you want to go?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
All right. Is anybody else coming with us?
Yeah, there might be food. I'll go.
Are we gonna all spend our same hour at the?
I'm gonna go to Garcia's Gracias, herbalist, and look for ingredients for my dessert.
Okay, going to Garcia's Gracias. So, go ahead, Scout.
I want to go there too.
Okay, so Scout and
Sheldon, can I come with you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fine.
Thanks.
Sticky Hand Sarge, who you going with?
Going with you guys to the oiled bowl.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, so we have sorry, it's gonna take some mapping here. Karen, Sarg, and Kepley, you guys are going to the oiled boar. And then Scout and Sheldon, you guys are going to Garcia's Gracias.
So I'll just be like, all right, guys, you guys want to meet up at the recent ciders in about 30 minutes?
Okay, we did it.
Okay.
All right, they're all an hour?
Yeah, they're roughly about an hour because 3 of you guys are going to one area. Let's say it takes maybe like 40. No, it's totally fine. Let's say it maybe takes 45 minutes. You do have time to meet up before that hour's over. Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna go ahead and start with let's start with the oiled boar. You guys get over to you guys make your way over to, it's right next to Henry's Hogs, and there's a farmer there, and he's out there, and he is he's looking in one stall, and then he looks into the other stall, and you see him. It's kind of early in the morning, and he's just like, and he runs out of the stall, and he's like, somebody's taking Cameron. Mahog Cameron.
Make the festival great again.
What was that?
Make the festival great again.
Someone's taking Mahog Cameron.
Oh no.
Like, and then I would assume this is our first time seeing this for the 12th day, right? So we don't. So
Sarg, you're pretty good with animals, right, Sarg?
Yeah. What seemed to have happened to your hog?
I don't know. my boar's still here, and he kind of points to the other boar, but my hog Cameron is gone. I don't know where he went.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Well,
I'll just jump in the pig pen.
Okay. Great. Make a investigation check. Are you guys here for the hogs or for the boar?
Kepley wanted to see some oiled boar here. So let's make this kid's dream come true. What do you say?
Oh, all right. Well, while your friend over there looks for my hog, yeah, you can come take a look at Oinkers. Let me go get him out here. Did you? What's your name?
So we just look at it?
No. I'm gonna bring him out here. I'm gonna bring out Oinkers out here actually. Hey, but you rolling that investigation check?
You said I can only use stuff that I have proficiency on?
That's if it's a skill challenge. So I will state this is a skill challenge. You have access to all your other skills. So go ahead, go for it.
I mean, it doesn't really help. I got a 4 anyways. But just curious.
Man, this is a dirty pigsty. It's a pretty filthy. He's not taking good care. He's taking good care of it, but it's a pigsty. It's dirty. Kepley, Henry goes over and he's like, oh yeah, no, we do a little contest here. While I wait for your friend to tell me what happened to my hog, we do a little contest here called the Oiled Boar Contest. We kind of let him loose and he runs this track, and you get 10 gold if you get to wrangle him in. Hopefully my hog will come back, but you know, Oinkers here is all for play if you're down.
I would need permission, but I know Sarg likes money.
I do need money. Looking at your pen here, it seems your hog has disappeared.
Thank you,
Introduction, Sarg.
Henry's a little kind of off, so he was like, "You're right, it is gone." Well, hopefully he couldn't have gone too far, but he's usually here. These two tell me that you're looking for some cash.
Yeah, definitely. I want to buy some pudding.
Oh yeah, well, pudding here is pretty fast and loose, so we kind of give it to everybody. But if you're looking for some cash, well, step right up here.
Okay.
So this group, we're gonna hold off. The thing that happens is that Kepley, Karen, are you guys gonna help or participate in the oiled boar, or are you guys gonna stand on the sidelines cheering him on? What are you guys kind of like doing? Or are you guys gonna leave?
Oh my gosh. Well, I looked at Kepley. Kepley, what do you want to do? Do you want to have fun? Do you want to play? Because you can play.
Can I?
Yeah. I'm giving you permission.
Kepley joins in.
Okay, pause right there. He starts getting the boar oiled up, and he's like, "Oh, miss,
Call me CT.
CT, can you help me out here?" And he hands you a thing of olive oil and a paintbrush.
Uh-huh.
All right, great. Okay, that's happening right there. We're gonna go back to Garcia's Gracias. You three, you guys are gonna be in a skill challenge. I'm gonna tell you what that skill challenge is gonna be, but you guys are in a skill challenge in the next round. So you, Sheldon and Scout, you guys. Oh, I should have done this. I wasn't doing this. I'm sorry. Let me just give you really quick. I will jump back to the boar, but here is Garcia's Gracias on Roll20. Okay, that's a nice little cool stand. It's like a lot of greenery around here. They have all kind of like herbs and spices on there. And you see there is an herbalist there, standing there. And she's just kind of putting her potions away. And there's a little sign on there that says, free herbs for a trick. She's kind of starting to like kind of put things away.
Just a note, as we're walking towards this place, Scout is like hiding behind Sheldon's shell as we're kind of shuffling along to get there. Just so you know, really inconspicuous.
More scared than you are. Oh,
You like if you've ever seen Emperor's New Groove when Kronk is like "Ah," against the wall, that's kind of my motion right now.
So are you just scared? Are you just scared of being here? Is that why you're hiding constantly?
I just don't want anyone from home to see me. It would probably be pretty bad if they knew I was here. I don't know. Yeah.
What would make it so bad?
They don't really know I left. I really wasn't supposed to. But, you know, it just pudding. It sounded so exciting. And all I ever know is like trees and leaves. And I just couldn't help it. I wanted to come see.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a very joyous occasion. Yeah, so, yeah, okay. That's fine. I don't know.
I kind of figured this herbalist would be kind of cool. Like, I might know something about something. I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it seems to me that we have the exact same train of thought. So, let's see what the shopkeep has to say and what they have. I'm also missing an ingredient for my pudding that I make that I'm planning on making. So maybe they have.
What are you looking for?
It's a red plant. It's called amaranth.
Ooh, okay. I'll keep my eye out for it. I'm a pretty good scout, if you know what I mean.
And then I mage hand a third hand.
Like finger guns?
Yes.
You get to the front, and the halfling kind of comes out, and she is kind of motioning to what looks like to be like her daughter, and she's like, "Josie, come in, come help Mama." And Josie outside is kind of an awkward looking kind of like halfling in her teenage years, and she's just like pouty. She's just like, "Fine, Mom." She like gets up and like kind of goes in and helps. Oh, hey! Hello there. Josie, come help. Hey, welcome to the Pudding Fest. Well, this is my stand. This is you know, the grassiest. What can I do you for?
Hello, my name's Sheldon. This is my friend Scout, and I don't look her in the eye. I kind of like, this is my friend Scout. I'm participating in the festival, in the cooking fight, and I was looking if you had a specific plant herb.
Oh, what kind of herb are you looking for?
It's called amaranth. Amaranth.
Honey, and Josie's like, "Yeah, Mom." She's like, "Honey, can go check underneath the stalls. This fine couple here is looking for amaranth. Is that it? Amaranth?
Couple?
What?"
And it freezes when she says couple, this fine couple.
I like duck behind the shell.
Yeah, I guess they're looking for a couple of amaranths. Josie, what do we have in the back? Josie comes back and is like, "Here, Mom." She kind of like gives it and is like, "Oh yeah, this is what you're looking for." Yeah, this is strange though, but it never usually like grows around this time. The problem with it is that wherever we plant it, it kind of eats up everything around it. Like as soon as we plant it, it just devours everything around it. So this is the only one that we have, but yeah, you're welcome to take it. It's in a brown pot.
Perfect. I assume that there's no other catch to this situation.
There's no other what?
Catch to the situation, so I just start to reach for the pot.
Yeah. She gives it to you, and she's like, yeah. I mean, we're here to share and sharing the good times of Honeypuddle. She gives you the pot. On the pot, there is a creepy stick figure that is drawn and carved on the outside of it. Okay? and it looks like the shape of like a mole that has like 3 horns or 3 claws, and it's a weird stick figure carved into the side of it. And she just hands it to you, and she's like, I mean, here in Honeypuddle, I mean, you guys got your festival bands. I mean, everything is kind of for everybody. So, you know, enjoy. Josie, what are you doing? And Josie again, super pouty, is on the side.
Do I notice the carving on the pot?
Mm-hmm. You guys both see it.
Wow, that's a really cool carving. Why? What is that? Just curious.
She looks at the she looks around the pot, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
The mole? You don't think that's an interesting iconography? You know, do you have a lot of those around here?
A mole? Oh, you mean like...
Right, that's what you said it is?
Yeah, like this thing? Oh.
Yeah.
That's strange. I haven't seen that before. That's weird. Our pots, we don't really make the pots. They just kind of come in, but that's a new symbol. I've never seen La Paz make pots like that.
La Paz? Is that where you get your pots from?
Yeah, La Paz's kiln. It's just down the way.
Oh, cool. Well, I just thought it was really cool. You know, maybe I'll check it out.
Yeah. That's so weird.
Not at all. Can I check the pot? Can I make an Arcana check on the pot? Is there anything magical about the pot?
Yeah, make an Arcana check. Scout, make an Arcana check as well. Scout, make a Nature check. We're gonna jump back to the other group in a second.
Got a 3.
24 on Arcana.
24 on Arcana. The etching seems magical for sure. Like somebody came in and etched that. But the pot itself, not magical. Etching, magical. With a 3, I mean it's a nice plant. You do have some of that knowledge that whenever it gets planted, it sucks up all the like energy and water from that area. It's a really like almost like greedy plant. Going back to the oiled boar, Karen, are you using like long strokes or short strokes to oil the boar?
I use long strokes on the back, short strokes up and down, long strokes under the belly.
The Henry, let me take you to the hog owner. Henry is just sitting there, mouth open, just watching this happening. And are you like, what part of Karen are you right now?
I'm FCT. I'm female Karen.
You're CT. Okay. So yeah, he's just like wide-eyed. He kind of shakes off. He's like, all right there, young sirs. You're ready for the oiled boar contest?
I look over at Kepley.
Yeah. I look at Kepley. Thumbs up.
I was born ready. By the way, Aaron, man, what is that dude doing to that board? Bro, what kind of pictures did you bring here?
Riding the board. Our keg. It's 2 kegs on the side.
He's pretty far back. That's a long board for him to be riding it. Throwing that out there. Okay, back to the story.
His feet are up.
Yes, his feet are up.
That's even more impressive. That's even more impressive.
He goes, all right, on 3, let her rip. 1, 2, 3. You guys are in a skill check. All 3 of you are in a skill check. CT. Oh fuck! You have proficiency in almost all skills. You can use it. I was looking at your proficiency. You have proficiency at least.
She has She has Jack of all trade. Yeah, she has half proficiency on everything. She doesn't have proficiency.
You can use whatever you need to use to help these boys. Okay, but
you're on the
Yeah, you're on the sidelines. Okay, you're cheering them on. Okay, but you can use whatever. I mean, minus things like acrobatics. Depends on how you want to swing it. There's gonna be 3 skill checks. Okay, the boar runs out. Kepley and Sarg, this is what's happening, and there's a little chorus. It's like a little chorus. The boar starts running. What are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna run at it and try to tackle it.
Okay, Kepli Sorg. Okay, your skill checks are going to be athletics.
All right.
So make your skill checks.
Okay, both of them are athletics. Got it.
Get him.
And then go ahead, CT, make and tell me what you're doing to kind of help these boys along the way.
So I'm gonna start. Basically, can I use like my bardic inspiration and play some music while they're chasing this, so they have advantage on their skill checks?
Okay. Let me see. Bardic inspiration. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Go for it.
One of my proficiencies is my bagpipe. You know.
Yeah, I feel you. You get a D6. Both you boys get a D6 for this first skill check. It's just that once they use the bardic inspiration, it's gone unless you can use it again.
I have 3 per long rest.
Okay, and I believe Jason can help me on this one. Let's say she uses 1. Does that only go to 1 character?
1 only goes to 1 character. Yeah.
1 character.
Yes. Okay, so you use 2 of them then, to each of them.
Ooh, I'm just gonna give it to Kepli because he's my baby boy.
Hey.
All right,
I don't get blessed. I don't get bardic inspiration. I'm pretty damn hurt right now.
He has no money. He had to eat off the ground. He isn't blessed, and nobody gave him bardic inspiration.
Kepli blesses just himself and CT. That's it.
Fantastic. Okay, boys, would you guys roll on your first skill check?
I got a non-natural 20.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Kepli, what did you roll?
I rolled a 27.
Okay, so Kepli, surprisingly, little rotund, dexterous boy just runs up, and his halfling feet are just kicking up dust and dirt. Sorry, some of it is kind of getting on you, and you're just like, and you run up. You guys are now right next to the boar, side by side to each other. And then you already used your inspiration. Okay, another round of skill checks. Same thing again. Okay. So what are you doing?
Yeah, probably should have saved it.
I didn't use mine, but did I have to use it on this roll?
I don't think you got one.
Oh, that's right. I didn't even get one.
Yeah, she didn't give one to you. Yeah.
Just to remind you, Sarg, nobody supported you.
It's fair. That's fine.
CT, make your next check. What are you using? What do you want to do?
So I'm gonna try. Can I try and like distract the boar?
How?
I'm gonna basically call to it to make it come towards me.
What does that call sound like?
I'm gonna just start using. I'm gonna just play my bagpipe again, and then hopefully get it to come to me.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
Oh yeah. So here it is. I'm blowing on my bagpipes, looking at it. 13.
Okay, it starts to like it just barely it hears the music and it's just like, and it starts to almost it does a quick right turn into Kepli. Boys, make your next check. On the side of where the Gracias team is, think about where you're going next or what's happening next, okay? Because you guys are gonna be up soon. Kepli and Sarg.
I got an 8.
Okay, Sarg. The boar turns away from you, and it starts to create a distance from you. You're dropping back, and it's outpacing you. The boar turned into Kepli. Kepli, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 14.
Okay, so again, it almost knocks you over a little bit, and you start to kind of trot back a little bit, and it's still in front of you. Okay, you guys got to make one more check all around to see if you can actually catch the boar. This is gonna be the last skill check. CT, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna do my bagpipe again, do performance to hopefully slow it down, or maybe shock it. I don't know, a little oink.
Let me see. Hold on, because you're pulling it towards you. It's hooking towards the fence, towards you. It's gonna keep going towards you. So
Okay.
you gotta do something else. You gotta do something else besides, because you keep playing that bagpipe. It's gonna keep running towards you.
Well, how can I? I need to stop it. But I'm not in there with them, so like, what can I do?
You can stop playing the bagpipe.
I guess. Okay. Well,
I don't want to suggest that. What do you want to do?
Well, I was gonna say, can I stop it because of my bagpipe?
Yeah, because it looks like it's pulling towards you. Like you're playing the bagpipe and it's just like playing towards you.
But like, what if I like shock it with my bagpipe? You know what I mean? Like it hurts its ears or something. Like.
Okay, you play an off note.
Off note, super off.
All right,
and I rolled a 17 on that. 13 plus.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst note in Scotland. Like everybody hears that shit, and the boar goes like it kind of like reels back. Kepley and Sarg, you have advantage on your last skill check.
Nice.
Yes, catch that boar, sons.
My boys.
My boys.
The dirty 20 for Kepley.
Fuck yeah, Sarg.
I got a 2 and a 1, so 6.
Sarg. You trip on the mud, and your face hits the mud, deep into the mud. And Kepley, you manage to just wrap your arms around the boar and take him down. And describe to me, Kepley, how you take down this boar.
I'm assuming this boar is probably bigger than Kepley. So
yeah, it's a pretty big boar, but that note like really stopped him in his tracks.
All right, Kepley probably dives under and tries to slide under and grab a leg and pull it underneath while he's sliding under.
You hear Henry the hog owner go, "Sweep the leg!" as he screams into the thing, and you go underneath and you sweep the boar's leg. And he goes, "Well, that was a show, boys! That was a show!" And he throws each of you 10 gold. The 10 gold lands on the back of Sarg's head. Okay. You guys are going to probably meet up or whatever you guys are going to do. Moving back to the Gracias, where are you guys going? What's happening there?
Well, is there anything else you need from this here stand, Mr. Turtle Guy?
Turtle. Well, no. I got what I needed. This pot is so not. I don't like the cut of its skin. So I want to go check out La Paz's kiln. But we also said that we would meet up with everybody at the Red Sun Ciders.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we should meet up with them and like tell them about our pot, and then we could go.
I like it.
Yeah, we got pot from the herbalist, but not that kind.
Woo! Why don't you guys get something for my face?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you from all the way over here.
And I'll get up with mud on my face. I'm like, really?
Okay. You guys head over to Reason Ciders. Kepley's group and CT and Sarg, where are you guys going?
We're just gonna go over to the Ciders place, right? Because we're gonna meet up, or that's where we were gonna meet. Meet up with Scout and Sheldon.
Okay, you guys get over very easily to Sarg's, to Reason Ciders, and there is a woman there. She's serving cider, pretty normal, like looking half gnome, and she's just there.
Is there anybody else around?
Yeah, there seems to be. Again, it's like there's a lot of families here in the village, so it looks like there is the cider kind of like owner person, and then there's a little boy, kind of like not a little boy, he's probably like a teenager, over down the ways, and they look kind of like similar. It looks to be like their son almost, or her son.
Okay.
How was
Whenever we show up, we'll probably be like, "Oh, we're just looking for our friends."
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen anybody. Oh well, there's them. The store owner, the cider stand owner, like points to you guys, and you guys are kind of making your way together.
I'm over Kepley and I'm just wiping his face with a towel off the mud. Kepley, you did
thanks,
so
CT.
good. You did so good. I'm so proud of you.
Hold on for a second, CT. Here you go. Touch hands. I'm gonna give you 10 points of my lay on hands, which is all of it, but you deserve it.
Really quick, the time right now on the clock, it took you guys a lot longer. It's about 10 o'clock already, so it was about an hour. Okay, it took a little bit longer than needed, so it's 10 o'clock now right now on the clock.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Yeah, that was an hour. Okay. Yeah. So,
Oh, hi, guys. Oh, hi.
I'm sorry again.
Sheldon, did you get anything for my face?
Oh, should we have been looking for something for her face? His face, her face.
Yeah.
All right.
We should.
Guys, I can't live another day like this. We got to figure out. Did you guys find anything?
Yes, actually. So.
Tell him about the pot.
I do that. So there's this ingredient that I needed for this pudding I was planning on making for the pudding festival, but it came in this pot, and then I dramatically reveal the fucking mole on the etching on the bowl.
Hey, that looks like that guy from my dream.
I think we're all having the same dream, Nico.
Super intense mole guy, right?
Yeah, and the thing is, on top of this pot was made here at the festival, and the etching is magical. There's something magical about this etching. Yeah.
Huh. How much weed did you guys smoke while you were over there?
Surprisingly none.
Little to none, yeah.
Okay.
The drawing is probably magical because it looks lifelike, like my dream.
And I think we're all having the same dream. Just want to reiterate this. You want to write that down on your arm that we're all having the same dream?
We were just thinking that maybe we'd go to that pottery place, check it out, see if, I don't know, if they got like some sort of story behind it. Maybe we could track down who this creepy mole guy is, you know?
Yeah. I don't know, let me get a drink real quick, but there's people at the bar that may have an idea. We could ask them what it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
Aren't you a child?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds so good.
Kathleen, I'm gonna get you some
Get
juice.
you lemonade.
Let's get you some juice.
Oh, I can do that. And I get a couple of lemons out, and I start making stuff with lemonade.
Hand it to him, Sheldon. Mage hand.
Okay.
Yeah, don't throw it. Just maybe don't do that.
So you said there was the cider lady and her son at the bar?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to them, and I'm gonna bring Sheldon with me, and then we're gonna I wanna ask her about the mole on the pot and see if she's ever seen it before.
Okay. You come up to her, and you're gonna get a drink, or are you gonna ask about the pot first?
I'm gonna get a drink, and then I'm gonna say, excuse me, miss.
Yes, hi.
Hi. I need about 4 drinks and a non-alcoholic cider for this one.
Oh yeah. Let me get that non-alcoholic one. Tucker, can you grab some of the non-alcoholic cider from underneath in the juice boxes? And Tucker's like, okay, Mom. And he like goes and gets like a little juice box. And then Ray Sparrowwind goes, yeah, here you go. This is our best drink that we have this year. This is the Scarlet Maiden. It's one of our best ciders from the fresh apple trees around here. You're gonna love it. pours 4 drinks and passes it to you.
Perfect. And how long have you been doing this festival? You've been here a couple of times, right?
Yeah. You look familiar, actually.
Yeah, no, I know. I get that all the time.
All 5 of you look familiar. So strange. Huh. Are you guys a family or friends, or what are you guys?
Yeah. You can say we're family now.
One really quick thing. This is going to take probably about half an hour, maybe. This is kind of like interaction, but the sitting and talking. So it's going to be about 10:30.
Okay.
Before we continue, sorry, CT, hold your thought. Scout, can you make a deception check?
Deception.
A 10.
Your sleeping bag that was back in your recluse wood, the sleeping bag that people think that you're in, the wind has picked up and it blew it away. So it's gone. It's gone. As whoever the people come down to check in, and you're like, oh, we're Scout. Okay, CT.
Well, I was asking, have you ever seen this pot decoration before?
Well, not that decorated, but that's definitely one of La Paz's pots. Although I heard a little bit of a commotion earlier this morning, probably around like 9:30 or something. But
you mean really an hour ago?
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I had to get the cider set up, but something was happening over there about an hour ago. But no, that's definitely one of La Paz's pots. That drawing though, there isn't too many people around here that draw, but La Paz doesn't decorate their pots like that.
Who does?
Well, there's only one pot seller in town, who sells that's like La Paz. But I mean, Irving is kind of like our town caricaturist. He does like a bunch of drawings for people.
Huh. Okay. See where that is here. All right. Well, thank you so much. How much do I owe you for the drinks? It'll be on me.
No. This is Honeypuddle. We share everything. People come to our village, and we just want to share our goods with everybody. So this is because of you for coming to our town. So thank you.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Yes.
That's nice of you.
Yes.
And I grabbed my pouch and I put a cantaloupe on the counter.
Oh, whoa. She picks it up. She's like, thank you. Thank you.
I gotta stop drawing too. And then I walk away.
Okay, so cantaloupe. Okay. That took you guys about half an hour, let's say 45 minutes. Maybe it's like 10:45 or not. You guys were sitting, drinking a little bit, talking a bit. Is there anyone else interacting with Cider and her son? I mean, Ray Sparrowwind and her son.
I'm gonna ask her if she's seen the pig, Cameron.
Yeah. Oh, is Cameron loose again?
Yes, he disappeared from his pen.
Oh.
No trace whatsoever.
That's a pretty sneaky pig. Yeah, Cameron. Well, he's probably around the fairgrounds, probably looking for some food. I mean, we keep all our food over by the stadium and the Great Pudding Tent. I mean, he's probably out there just trying to find something to eat. But just tell Henry to just chill out. He's probably around here somewhere.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Question, just frame of reference, or say someone wanted to enter the pudding contest, I would go to the stadium?
Well, it depends on what part of the contest you want to be a part of. There's always a round of Yondala's Luck at the tent that crowns the Pudding King. But if you want to participate in the cooking and creation of the pudding, that's the stadium for sure.
Those sound like the exact same thing.
Oh, no, I can kind of educate you on it. The pudding tent is the Pudding King is the person who cuts the pudding and hands it out to everybody. They're like kind of the purveyor of the Pudding Fest. But we always crown a Pudding Fest after they do. We crown a Pudding King after they play a round of Yondala's Luck. We kind of see who had the best time there. And then over at the stadium, that's where we cook the pudding. So there's a place we cook the pudding, and then the Pudding King comes and cuts it, or Pudding Queen, and cuts it and hands it out to everybody.
Okay.
That's where we should go, for sure.
Eventually. I think we're gonna do some errands first.
Okay, time probably has continued. I know, like, still talking and kind of like conversing. It's pushing probably 10:50. You're almost at that 11 o'clock hour.
Okay, so are we going to the...
You want to go to the caricature first, and then the pot place, or the pot place and then the caricature?
Let's go to the pot place, just in case they do know who put that decoration on their pots.
Are we all staying together?
Somebody, I don't know.
Okay, hold on. Does anybody have any parchment and like a pencil or something?
No.
Do you have a parchment or pencil?
yes, I do. Yeah, dude, here. He pulls out a stack of napkins and just gives it to you.
Cool. I take it and then I do shade the etching of the mole onto the parchment.
Okay.
Oh, clever.
So I guess someone could split up and then take this to the caricature to Irving's, and then they could ask him if he's ever drawn this before, and then I could take, and somebody can come with me, and we could take the pot to the other guy's place or woman's place. I don't know.
Okay, well, why don't we stick with our groups? Sheldon and Scout, you guys do the, pot people? La Paz?
Sure.
And then us two will go to the caricatures and see who's the caricature guy? Irving's instant drawings.
Cool.
TT, can he draw me?
Absolutely. Whatever you want.
Sorry, you're gonna stick with Kepley and CT?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with Sheldon and Scout. You guys make it over to La Paz's, and you see a little halfling crying because the entire store is destroyed. The pots are all broken and shattered all over the ground, like shambles. And it's a little halfling. She's like kind of like brown skin, dark hair. She's like kind of weeping. She's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe he did that. Just crying.
Did a pig come through here?
A pig? No.
Gosh, what happened?
No, some little elf just ran in here and started breaking all the pots.
What?
Why?
I don't know. It was weird. It was like he had some weird fetish with like pot breaking.
When? What?
Sorry, what?
I said, when?
It was like probably like an hour ago. I've just been trying to clean it up, but every time I sweep, another pot falls off. I should really put these down. And she's like, every time she sweeps, like another pot just falls off, like one of her last few pots. What was it?
I try to catch the falling pot with Mage Hand.
Dexterity check.
Where's Mickey? That's a 6.
Fucking falls out of your hand. Fucking falls right on the ground. She thinks you did it. She's like, why did you do that?
Well, it was technically falling. And I tried to with Mage Hand.
I'm so sorry. I wish I had proficiency with magic. I'd fix it. I can't. I'm sorry. Oh gosh.
It's okay, but I worked so hard on these this year.
Okay. Alright. My name's Sheldon. That's my name.
Hi, Sheldon.
And I didn't drop that pot. I've done a lot of bad things today, but I didn't drop that pot, damn it.
Okay, I believe you. That's the least of my worries.
Okay, so what did the elf look like?
Well,
this is my friend Scout. We're here to help.
I'm Scout.
Okay, Scout. Well, I guess I can kind of describe him. He was like a little elf, probably around like, I don't know, like 14, 15. Had pointy ears. He had a like kind of like blonde hair and like a green tunic and like a green kind of like sleeping cap, and when he was like running around, he had like a shield that looked like this.
Link broke all your pots.
Yeah, but he left the shield. It's so weird.
Did you have any jewels in the pots?
I always keep a signature jewel. It's my symbol for inside of my pots. I always draw a jewel on the inside.
So you wouldn't recognize this. And it's showing more.
She goes. She goes back like this, and she says, "No, that's not one of my pots." But you know what? But I did make that pot, but I didn't draw that on it. Although, you know what? Somebody did buy a pot like right before that elf came.
What did they look like? Did they have any interesting characteristics that would be recognizable?
Well, it was oh god, he comes here every year. It was, oh gosh, what's his name? His name's escaping me in my notes.
Those can be pesky sometimes.
Yeah. You said it.
Falling to the ground.
Yeah. It's Patchers. Patchers Moldwarp.
What an interesting name. Can you tell us about that person?
Yeah, Patchers. He's one of the gnomes from Threepenny, but he comes like every year. I feel like he was here from the beginning. I heard like when the first festival started. But you know, Patchers and Nanny's Candies, and there's somebody else that comes through here a lot too. I think his name's like Denny or something like that. But there's some of like our you know, our original kind of, not founders, but they've enjoyed the festival all year. They're always here. Nanny's wonderful too. She always has the best candies. My pots.
Okay. I can see that you're very distressed, but what does Patches look like?
Patches, he's got kind of like brown, kind of like messy hair, and he wears like a jacket that has a bunch of like patches on it, just like little tiny, like kind of like it's like kind of made up from a bunch of like different pieces.
Is that why they call him Patches?
I
Is
guess.
his last name O'Houlihan? Is he a nice kind of fella, or I don't know, kind of combative?
He's kind of curmudgeon. He's a bit of a curmudgeon.
Okay. Haggles you a lot on your prices, maybe? Oh, what a shame.
Yeah, he's just kind of a stiff, but, you know, he's just a bit of a grump. But, you know, here we kind of accept everybody. I mean, everyone's welcome to Honeypuddle. Just like sweeping up. Okay, we're going to take a pause there. Where are you guys going? You guys going to Irving's?
Yes.
Okay, you guys make it our way to your Irving's. Irving is a really interesting character. He's got a... what is it called? An ease. Like an ease? Mm-hmm. He's drawing and he's sketching a lady.
Like an easel?
An easel, sorry, I don't even know what those are called. Easels. An easel.
Miss Art Lady.
There's an artist in our game right now, so I'm sorry for being blasphemous.
I was the real lawyer.
Yeah, no, calm down, Kepley.
I'm sorry.
Calm down, Kepley. You guys make it over to Irving's. Irving's is the Bob Ross of druids.
You're saying Bob Ross.
He is, yeah, he's the Bob Ross of druids. And he's out there and he's sketching a lady, and he turns it around, and the little gnome lady is like, huh! And she slaps Irving across the face, and Irving's like, what the fuck? Well, sorry, I don't think Bob Ross would say that, but he's like, huh. And she like storms off, and he's like, well, she didn't like her photo.
Irving, I have a question. My name's
hi there.
CT.
Oh, hi, CT.
I am female currently. This is Kepley. And this is Sarg.
Hi there.
Howdy.
I
Shit.
have a question. If I were able to describe to you what I saw on a pot, would you be able to draw it for me?
CT, I think we have like a rubbing of the actual image.
I'm not handing that.
Do we have that?
I'm not handing it to you.
Okay.
That was the plan.
Oh, let me. Oh, I did that. Sorry, I had a drink. I thought he just gave me a napkin.
Those ciders are real.
That's my bad. Here we go.
Oh.
Did you draw this?
Interesting. No, I definitely didn't draw this, but I mean, it looks like a mole of some sort. I did have a commission that's strange that I was told to draw that was gonna be a mole, but I didn't draw this. But yeah, like someone commissioned for a mole. They left a little thing in my box to draw a mole for them. It could be something that I would draw, but not so stick figure-y. If you want, I can kind of show you what, I can show you how good my art skills is if you want to see me kind of draw something.
No.
Ooh, draw me.
No, Kepley. Shh.
Do you want me to draw you, little boy?
All right. All right. How long is this gonna take?
Oh, these are instant.
All right.
Time on the clock is 11:30. Okay, 11:30, pushing 11:45.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll draw you. So he sits down and he starts kind of sketching out. And then he's licking his finger, and he's just adding these little details, and it looks really, really intricate. You can even tell from the photo on Roll20, it's that's his style. He's super artistic, and it's gonna come out as this amazing drawing. And he go ahead and he's well, here you go, little boy. And he turns it around, and before he turns around, he goes, wait, I recognize, are you a green teen?
Yeah, green teens.
I used to be a green teen.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I used to be a green teen when I was growing up. That's what got me into art. Hey, do you know the green teen oath?
Of course.
Let's say the oath together.
Okay.
All right, on 3, just the way that we used to do it in camp.
I'm ready.
Go ahead, you lead. A green is never mean. Our souls sublime. Our hearts pristine.
And at all times, we stay serene to glean the sheen of light unseen.
Yes, I remembered it. I can't believe I remembered it. Wow. It's been years. Amazing. Oh, wow. Well, if you bring any of your friends, all the drawings around the house, anything for a green teen. Hands you the photo, and again, it's this really, really intricate. You picture it to be a very, very intricate drawing, and it's this.
That looks just like me.
It does. It looks just like. Thank you so much for the draw, for letting me draw you. Kepley, is it Kepley?
Kepley Toscosmo.
Kepley Toscobble. Lovely. Nice to meet you. Well, do you bring by anybody if they want to come get a drawing for anything for a green teen? Time on the clock.
Please, draw CT.
Do you want him to draw you, CT?
Nope. We gotta go. This is perfect. This is all we need.
Okay, time on the clock is like 11:55.
Okay.
Yeah.
For those 5 minutes can because he said that he was gonna someone commissioned him to draw a mole, but then he didn't. Who commissioned that?
He says like, oh, let me see what it says here on the commission. He's like looking through his papers. He's like trying to find the paper. Oh, I think it was here. No, it's a P and M initial.
Okay. All right. I think we've got it. Irving, thank you so much for drawing my brother here.
Oh, you guys are siblings? Well, everyone here is family. Yeah, you're welcome. I could draw you too if you ever come by again.
Yeah. No, I'd love that. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow and next time.
Festival's only one day, but maybe next year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kind of weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, good day.
Bye.
So did we figure out if we were gonna meet? So I think we should just head over to La Paz's. Hopefully, bump into Sheldon and Scout there. Sarg, Kepley.
Definitely.
Good.
You all start making your way over to to La Paz's, and La Sargs. You start making your way over to La Paz's, and you hear the first chime of the bell at noon, and it's going doom, 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 and it's going, and it's going, and it's going, and at the last chime of the 12th bell, you hear a commotion coming from Threepenny Woods. And in that instance, in that kind of time frame of about 1 minute or so, you start to notice something kind of interesting, and that the sun that's kind of like above you, it darkens a little bit, and it darkens, and then it lightens up again, and then the shadows of all the people around you start to form, and behind those shadows, creatures come up from behind all of them, and they kill the entire village, completely destroyed. And like you see them getting sliced through, all these halflings getting sliced through the chest, these ghost things engulfing them, and all of this is kind of happening around you, and in an instant it fades to black. And you wake up again. And it is the morning of the Pudding Fest. And the same rooster comes, and you hear them yelling, Fruitapalooza 69! And it's a all too familiar celebration in the morning as you start again. We're going to take another pause. Okay? It's about 9:10. I want to go use the restroom and then also kind of check in where everybody's at, though. But it is the morning of, and just remember, your morning routine stays the same.
Yeah,
Nothing
I know.
changes. Nothing changes.
Yeah, I know.
5 to 10 minute break. I gotta use the restroom. 5 to 10 minute break. Okay.
I'm aware of my terrible mistakes.
Oh man.
Okay.
Well, hopefully we remember what we did yesterday, so we can just skip to going straight to the pot place.
Right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So let's just all agree that we all know what we all know, essentially.
Oh wait,
I think that's
if you guys told us in the very early morning, Link runs by me. Link is the one who knocks the coffee off the table.
Yeah, that's exactly
right.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can catch him first. But I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. We can just go because we're really looking for patches. So
Well, are we assuming that PM, the guy who commissioned Irving to do that drawing, is probably Patchers?
Patchers, yeah.
probably.
Yeah. That's exactly my assumption as well. So yeah.
DM, we did wonder, do we remember everything that we did, regardless of whether we choose to keep it or not?
Yes.
Okay.
You do. You remember all the cycles basically. So you have in your brain the knowledge of what happens when these events kind of occur. And really,
Alright, cool.
really the way that you connect it is wherever you went to, depending on what time you go to, that event will occur the same way. So for instance, let's say you three went to the oiled boar. Depending on what time it is though, most of the time it'll all happen the same way. So if you guys all went to oiled boar first, same cycle, okay?
Got it.
All right, guys, let's get back.
Yeah, let's start off with that deck save.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right, okay. It is the morning. It is indeed the morning of the Pudding Fest. This is probably, I would say, given that time, let's say this is the 13th time. 13th time.
Yep.
12 times already. This is the 13th cycle. You wake up, and so first thing that happens is, Karen, you wake up and you go on and check in on your little boy Kepley. Kepley gets up. Kepley, what was your morning routine again? Was there something you did? I just want to make sure.
No, I was just kind of checking my stuff, making sure I was ready to bake that cake or bake that fruitcake.
Okay, you're baking that fruitcake. Karen, you're getting up and you gargle. You do gargle and then you do your fire thing. Sheldon.
Mistakes were made.
Throws a watermelon. This morning part continues and happens. Make your dex save.
Mistakes were made.
20, but not natural.
Yeah, that makes the save. The watermelon stopped in front of her and like her hands.
I don't even
That's how
get
the spell works. There's no damage if you make the save.
Okay, it just kind of arcs. And then it kind of like splashes down. For that reason, and I want this to be known, Sarg, you do not have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah,
okay?
makes sense.
You don't need to make a Constitution saving throw. Scout, you are still up, testing your hair. I need you to make another Deception check.
A 9.
That's not gonna do it. The person goes down to check on your sleeping bag and is like, Scout, time to... Where the fuck is Scout? And she yells into the reclusive woods. They start a search party heading out for you.
There we go.
Did
These woods are not that far from the Honeypuddle festival.
you hear that? Did you guys hear that? That's just me? Alright.
Honeypuddle.
I slept so great.
Okay, you guys go downstairs. A couple things that have already happened in the past. You can either keep them or let them go as a way. But the things that have happened are the giggling children startle that goose that falls the cake. Bird shits on an old halfling. The small blonde elf runs past you, hits Kepley, knocks over a cup, and falls onto the ground. His eyes flare with excitement. And a barking dog chases a rat through the crowd. The town juggler trips and falls face first into the mud. What things are you keeping? What things are you guys doing in that?
I'm stopping that child from running.
Kepley is tackling.
What time is
We're
it?
tackling this stupid
9
child.
a.m. It is 9 a.m. Same time every day. Starts at 9
Oh
a.m.
my gosh, the thing at the pottery shop happened at 9:30. Do we have time to get there or
I'm
not?
stopping that child.
Wait, Sheldon, are you stopping the child?
We are
You
stopping.
both are stopping the child from what it sounds
We're
like.
both stopping the child. Okay.
I'm gonna run to the pottery shop.
Scout has a point. I'm going with Scout.
You start booking it to the pottery shop, okay? Karen and Scout, you run past it. Kepley and Sheldon, I need you to make, you can either make, are you attacking this halfling teenager?
I kind of just
What are you
wanna,
doing?
get in front of him and shell first and backside of the shell and stop him from running into the old man in his coffee.
Okay, so...
Yeah, Kepley was just going to stick a foot out and try to trip him. He wasn't trying to do anything crazy.
Okay, all right.
I'm trying to build a wall.
That combo might not be good, but okay.
This is going to be great. Kepley, make a... Kepley, you're probably going to need to make a...
Be attack, a dex, up to you.
Okay, make a general dexterity check, while Sheldon, you need to make a athletics check to get in front of him.
That's a 12.
Okay, you managed to again, surprisingly with your speed as a turtle, you managed to get right in front of him, and you tank yourself right between a wall between the old man drinking his coffee and the elf boy running. Kepley, what was your dex check?
A 22.
Holy! You sweep the leg as hard as you swept the leg for the hog. You straight up just pull that motherfucker from under him, and he just like flies like forward into Sheldon's shell so hard that Sheldon has to almost like brace himself. Sheldon, just make me a dexterity saving throw.
Cool, this is gonna be great. That's a 19 with no modifiers.
You don't budge. You tank down, and he hits you, and it's like a wall, and it's almost like you see him, like you see the front of you. Do you want to describe to me how this happens?
No, I am the wall. I am the wall.
You see on the other side of him, the camera pans on the other side of the old man drinking his coffee, kind of walking by. Sheldon just kind of like stops, and then you see the trip kind of from a back view, and then this is the front view that you see, and then you see just like Sheldon just kind of just hops just forward, like literally something ran into a wall. Okay, you guys got to figure out what you're doing. Sorry, what are you doing?
I'm gonna pick up the kid that just fell, like grab him by like the scruff of his neck, and just like dust him off and be like, "What do you guys want him for?"
Okay, so you pick up the little. You're talking about the little elf, the green elf.
Yeah, the elf that just ate it. Yeah.
Okay, so you pick him up. Okay, so this is where you leave off. You guys are all around this like little elf. You guys run over to You guys are running over to, you said, the La Paz's?
The pottery
shop.
Yeah.
Yes, where Link came and destroyed all the pots.
Oh, whoa! There's no one knows the name of the elf, Scout.
he just left the surprisingly familiar shields. That's all I know.
Interesting. Okay, all right. Okay, so you get over there, and you run into La Paz's, and La Paz is there, and she's dusting her stuff. She's like dusting all her stuff.
And what time is it?
It's 9 a.m.
Oh, man, we just really like pottery, you know. Hi.
Oh, hey. Hi, how are you?
That's fabulous.
Has Patchers come in yet?
Patchers come in yet? No, I know he's usually here at the festival, but no, he hasn't come in yet.
Huh. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I think
we just thought we'd loiter for like 30 minutes or so, no particular reason.
I'm just gonna check out these pots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. Make a. Do I need to make you make a check for that? Okay, yeah, you loiter a bit. Okay, well, hold on. It looks like Scout wants to make a check.
Roll for loitering.
I'm prepared.
What would loitering be?
Roll for fellatio.
Roll for fellatio.
CT specialty.
It's my specialty. Watch out.
Roll persuasion check.
What's fellatio?
15.
No, you know how about this? Roll insight checks. Because you guys are hanging around, waiting around to see what's happening. Roll insight checks, both of you.
Can't believe I said frappuccino. It's a drink.
Still a 15.
Can't believe not there. What is it? 15?
15.
Okay. Karen, TCT.
I'm sorry.
Oh, roll insight check. Roll an insight check.
Insight.
19.
Okay. So, the store has two ends to it. There's the front end that you came through, and there's a back end. And into the back entrance, you see a gnome, hair, patches all over him, and he strolls in, and he goes over to La Paz, and he's like, "Oh, hey, La Paz," and La Paz is just like, "Hey, Patches, are you here to buy your yearly pot?" And Patches goes, "Yes, I would like this one over here." And he points to like one that's kind of at the very top shelf. And she turns around, and she goes to start to reach for it, and then he steals one off the shelf behind her while she's turning around, and he starts to make his way out of the store.
And we both see that, right?
You see that entire scene.
I want to follow him.
I say, hey, get back here.
He looks around, he turns around. Because you yelled and surprised him, he darts it out of the store. You are in a skill check now.
Him.
You guys are in a skill challenge with a chase that is going through the festival. So hold off, okay? Going back to the mysterious, unnamed, and mute elf that you have just picked up off the ground.
Hey, when he hit my shell, did he go, yeah? Or...
He did. He just, and then he just like, yeah. But he kind of like falls back onto the ground, and he's just like,
what's your name?
Doesn't say anything.
Your name's Lake, isn't it?
Huh?
Stop running around.
Hey, listen.
Different people.
Listen.
He's just like confused. He just doesn't know what to do.
Is there a sprite following him around or no?
There's no fake creatures following him around. No.
Listen, all right? Stop running around. Stop scaring all these people. Stop running into people. People are just trying to drink coffee.
He like kind of dusts himself off. He puts his shield on, and he just kind of like walks away.
Okay, go drink some milk.
He just goes off into the festival. He's not running anymore, though. He's not running anymore.
Good job, Sheldon.
My job here is done. Thanks, Kathy. High five.
Yay! Touch hands. Wait, not touch hands.
Amazing.
Good job, guys.
Kepley walks away.
No idea what we're doing over here. I would appreciate a smash cut to something else.
Perfect. Where do you guys head to next? Because I'm gonna cut over to the scene, but I want to know where you guys head to next. Time.
We would probably run to La Paz's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, time frame 9:30, pushing into the 10 o'clock hour with this chase that's about to happen. If you guys are gonna head to La Paz, is that correct?
I mean, I'm pretty sure that would be the plan. I don't think we would know that everybody's running away. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get to La Paz's at this almost like the few minutes when they've already split. Just so you know, okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
So you end up at La Paz's. La Paz, the woman is like there, like kind of looking confused. She's like putting away a shelf, and she's just kind of like looking around because looks like one of her pots is kind of missing. Let's go ahead and make that skill check. He darts out of the back of La Paz's, and I need to bring up a map really quick. He darts out the back of La Paz's, and he starts heading towards Nanny Cowslips, okay? And he sees Nanny, and he's like, and he starts running to the other direction. He's going through the archery contest. You need to make either an athletics or an acrobatics check as the archers are shooting arrows while they're running through. So first skill check.
I'm going to choose acrobatics because I'm best at it, and I got an 11.
Okay. Just barely, okay? All right? Just barely.
I got a 12.
Tucking and rolling.
Just barely. Describe to me how you dodge these arrows coming through. Patches makes it past the arrows, okay?
I'm just running because I'm so confident that nothing's going to hit me because I'm a fucking dragon.
That's her sentiment. That is the sentiment that she has. She is not even trying to dodge it.
No.
She's just like, that should have been a charisma check at that point, but that's fine. She's just fucking running through it. She's running through it. Patches is like, and he keeps running past it. The arrows are flying through her. Maybe an arrow even like kind of chinks like a little bit of her side. She runs off of it. Scout, how are you avoiding these arrows?
I'm literally hiding and running in her wake as we go.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like running behind her and like, oh, like as if I could like use her as a dragon human shield.
You're drifting. You're drifting behind
Yeah,
me.
she's like, she's in your wake.
I'm drifting. Yes.
She's like in your wake, and she's just like, you guys are meeting each other. Okay, awesome. Okay,
I can feel my testosterone building, so I'm becoming a man.
just a beard just starts growing.
The horns, my thighs get thicker, my chest flattens, and then I start doing my lats are so big now.
She's just working out her lats while it's happening. She's doing lat pulls.
Now I'm just huge.
Yeah, become a bigger shield. Good job.
Blocking all these arrows for Scout.
Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna go for the second round of the skill check. Kepley, Sarg, Sheldon, you guys just make it to La Paz. Same thing that kind of happened is La Paz is like looking for a missing thing, and she's like, huh, and then she kind of like puts it down. It's like, well, hi boys, can I help you?
What happened here?
Well, not much. I mean, I have my pots, although one of them's missing. You look familiar.
Did it have a mole on it? Do you know if it had a mole on it? Like a really bad sketching of a mole?
Bad sketching of a mole? No, but I mean, I'm not really a big drawer. I just, the only thing I draw is these. She shows you the diamond in the pot, the little gem inside the pot. But I mean, Irving is the one who does a lot of our drawings. But he doesn't ever draw moles for us.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna go talk to him. Did somebody come here earlier? Did two?
Yeah. There was God, she didn't say her name.
Her?
Yeah, it was. She was. He was. She was. He was.
I think it's
that's what we're looking for.
Oh yeah, they were.
I think it's a they/them situation. It's kind of fluid.
Oh, they were here. CT, I think, is what the other one called her. Yeah, they were just here. They must have ran out this way. He points to the outside. She points to the outside.
Go! And I just
Here we go.
And I briskly jog because I'm very heavy.
You guys are running through the store?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
to
make
the door
it.
she pointed out, yeah.
All three of you are running side by side,
Single file.
Single
Please,
file.
Very orderly.
Please probably a little faster than that.
What's
so he
your
probably
mark?
makes it. Kepley goes first. Or Sark,
We
what's
are
your dex?
calmly walking out of the store.
No. You're running out of this store, from what I heard.
100% running.
Make dexterity checks.
Fucking A.
That's a 5.
Oh my gosh. It's like the pickle room in the all the jars of pickles.
You ran a 5, Sheldon.
I begin to start cleaning up everything that I've broken.
Dirty 20 for Kepley. He's out. He's gone.
Kepley, your feet are so fast and halfling-like that they move very quickly out of the tent, out of the back of the La Paz's. Sarg, what'd you roll?
11.
11. Okay, what'd you roll? You rolled, Sheldon, a 5.
Roll a 5.
Okay.
I move with the elegance.
Can you roll a D100 for me, please? Get ready, girls, guys, days for your next round.
12? That's a 12.
On a D100?
Yeah.
All right, not bad. I would say that 12% of the pots fall off in random orders while you're running through.
Percentage of pots. I didn't mean for this to happen. I'll clean it up tomorrow.
You gonna keep running?
Sark, pay the man! Sark, pay him!
I thought we tried to prevent this.
So they
single file, you bastard! Single file.
So they run out. The things and La Paz is like, my pods, and they're falling all around her. And they're breaking. They're all breaking around her. 12% of her pots, and she's like, why are only these ones falling?
I don't know.
Okay, second round. He dips it past the archery contest, and he has a choice between going straight forward, going past he's gonna hit either into the Great Pudding Tent, or he's gonna start heading past the keg toss. Okay. When he gets past the archery contest, you see that he kind of goes around the archery contest, and you don't catch him on the split second on which direction he goes to. So the first thing I need you to do is make a decision on where you want to head into. So it's either that he goes towards Keg Toss or he goes towards Craig to the Great Pudding Tent. So you stop in your tracks and you're like, where do you go?
You split up?
Yeah, you go. You take one, I'll take the other.
All right. We split.
Where are you going?
I'll do the Keg Toss.
And I'll go to the other one.
You're going into the... Okay, so Keg Toss is CT.
Yep.
And then Pudding Tent is Scout.
Scout that pudding.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go Scout first since it's the closest. So the first thing before you make your skill check is make a perception check.
An 18.
An 18. Okay, you manage to get into the pudding tent, and you kind of start scanning around. There's a lot of people in the pudding tent. There are 3 tables lined up lengthwise. Okay, and there's people all around the tables. Food is not on the tables, but food is kind of like around the edges. Okay, and people are like kind of playing with their food. It's kind of a weird kind of scenario. Okay, I'll tell you kind of what happens with that 18. But CT, you get to the keg stand or the keg toss. Okay, make your perception check. 12. Okay, you get to the keg toss and you don't see Patches. Keg toss is a pretty open area. It looks like a CrossFit training. They're tossing kegs.
Highland Games. Yep.
Yes, Highland Games. They're tossing kegs, and as you're looking for them, a keg is flying straight for you. You have a choice on what skill check you want to use.
I guess maybe you have to be like my acrobatics.
What are you doing though? Like, describe to me what you're doing exactly.
So it's coming at me, and I'm not gonna use. Well, what's my strength? Maybe I can try and. No, I'm just going to try and get out of the way.
Okay, acrobatics check.
Yep. 20.
Natural 20?
No, not natural.
Not natural 20. Okay then. Describe to me how you gracefully dodge out of this keg that's flying, hurtling towards you.
So it's seconds. Like seconds, but everything like I see it as coming as slow motion. So I just like move to the left and I look at it and I just kind of push it like away. So like I kind of help it get out of the way.
Nice.
Yeah.
Just you almost like kind of do like a I forgot what martial arts that is though, but like a
you try to use the momentum.
Tai Chi, yeah. Use the momentum of your enemies and just slide past it. Awesome. Okay, and you look around and it's a bunch of these like stocky little gnomes, and they're like, you should probably get in on one of these. And they have a bunch of beers and they kind of toss you a beer. Let's go to Scout. Scout, you look and you see Patches, and Patches is standing on one of the tables. There's another gnome standing on the other table. Okay. What are you doing?
I would.
People are paying attention to this. People are like again, it's 3 tables. Was Patches. There's another gnome. There's an empty table in the middle, but they're standing on the tables. The people are on the ground next to it, and they're like kind of like eating, but also like watching in excitement.
I would like sink into the crowd and kind of get as close to Patches as I could, but still observe what's happening.
Okay, so a couple things.
Kind of like a roguish disappear into the crowd.
Okay, here's your skill challenge. It's a stealth check. Time around this time is pushing maybe into like 10:45, maybe getting closer to like almost into the 11th hour. Okay, it's about 10:45, 10:30ish maybe.
A 14 stealth.
14 stealth. You sneak into the crowd, but even as little as you are, you still kind of stand out above them. And Patches like is kind of like looking around. He doesn't see you. He doesn't see you. And then they start clapping, and they're like, "Pudding King, Pudding King, Pudding King." And then Patches just kind of looks around, make sure it's clear, and he goes, "Yeah!" And the gnome and Patches start running down the two ends of the table like this. And at the same time, you can look kind of onto roll 20. It is like the scene from Hook, where there is food everywhere and it's a massive food fight, and they're throwing and flinging food, and Patches and the other gnome are dodging out of the way to try to get to the end of where there's a great pudding knife, and they're like kind of like running and dodging out the way. A pie hits the other gnome in the face, and he kind of like stumbles off. Patches slides down like underneath one of the like flying turkey legs, and he gets to the end, and he pulls out the knife, and he's like, "Yeah!" And he is crowned the Pudding King. Okay? That's where we're at. It is 11 o'clock or so. Okay, it's like pushing 11 o'clock. Boys, you guys, so you guys just go out that way, but then what are you guys doing? Because you don't know what direction they went in. You guys just push out. What's going on?
I mean, making some sort of survival perception check, maybe, to see if we can figure out what direction they ran in.
Yeah, you're looking for tracks or something like that. There's plenty of people around who could have seen other people too, but if you want to try to use tracks, it's going to be a little tough because there's a lot of foot tracks in this area.
You, Carson, did you see a giant dragonborn?
The person that greets you is pulling out of that woods, and it's Nanny. It's Nanny Cowslip. Can you, both you, Kepley, Sarg, and Sheldon, can you guys make history checks, please?
Great.
As an 18.
That is a 6.
Yep. Kepley rolled a 5.
Okay. Hold on. I want to start with Kepley. History check on this. Kepley, you. Wait, who rolled a 5?
Kepley.
Kepley rolled a 5. Kepley, the memory that you have of Nanny as you come out is that her candy like gave you a toothache in one cycle, but it was so good. It was like probably like a really good candy, but it did give you a toothache. And then Sarg, you rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing that you remember about Nanny's is that her candies, they smelled of kind of like, I guess the best way to describe it is like they smelled so like kind of like delicious and yummy that you were like attracted to kind of like the area. Like it brought you very close to it. Okay. And Sheldon, you remember your last interaction with Nanny, like to fruition. You remember your last interaction with her. What information from Nanny would you have wanted to know?
Who's Nanny again?
So Nanny, so the things that you remember, because your memory's so good and your history check was so high, is Nanny is one of the oldest purveyors and persons who have participated in the Pudding Faire almost since the beginning. Some things that you remember about her is she comes every year with a carton full of candy that she gives to everybody as like a symbol of like friendship to like every single person that she comes into. And she is pulled on a cart by 3 enlarged kittens. But you remember her almost every cycle. Every cycle you've seen is you remember her coming in with her candy. And there's a little bit of an image of her that you can see. Her cart is like it's like a pulling cart. There's like 3 large kittens kind of outside purring. Color scheme is like Duke's from Harry Potter. She's got black hair. She's old.
Very old.
So again, that's the history check you make as you kind of come around. That's who you run into. You guys can continue to track your friends. if you want, you can make a I guess a nature check if you'd like.
I'm gonna stay with Nanny, and I'm gonna ask her what the first festival was like.
So you actually don't even need to have that full conversation with her, because in one cycle you have asked her that. You've asked her what the very first festival was like. And the very first festival was, the very, very first festival was a lot smaller. There was only a representative from Threepenny Woods, her, and a couple of the halflings who were able to gather like all the fruit from the area. The reason why the halflings and the gnomes had to come together was because there were a group of goblins who were taking hold of the forest around them. They were stealing the fruit off their trees, and they were pulling the harvest that they had worked so hard on. And she tells you the story about how there was a meeting between the halflings and the gnomes about what they should do kind of in this scenario. So what they ended up doing was they set a trap for the goblins to capture them. They ended up capturing the goblins, and once they captured the goblins, they didn't really know what to do with them, so they banished them to the nearby Threepenny Woods. The gnomes, again, having the goblins be banished away, they decided like that they needed to kind of work together as a team and as a group to keep their fruits like healthy and flourishing. So over the years, they used the Honeypuddle festival to bring in all their fruits and to share in the fact that they kind of work together to bring their resources together, and to share in that kind of knowledge, to share in that sharing of resources. And the very first festival was I don't want to use the example of Thanksgiving, but it was something very small like that. It was a very small, intimate celebration where they sat around a fire. They created this mismatch of like different like foods into this like pudding, and they used kind of like their traditional cooking to like bring it all together.
Okay. What trap did they use, and where was it?
It was like a three path trap where there's 3 paths in Threepenny that converge into a single area, into like a single little point. And what they did was they drew the goblins in there with a pretty basic conglomerate of like fruit, and as they were all kind of converging on the area, the 3 like nets kind of pulled them up into the trees above them.
Would that pathway that they laid that trap in look familiar to one that I've seen for 12 times in a row?
Yes, it is. It is a pathway that is in Threepenny Woods. Now the trap is definitely not there anymore.
Right. Okay.
We can ask her if she's seen Karen and Scout running by.
Okay. She says, Karen. I don't know Karen. But I did see a dragon man kind of run by the archery.
Yes, which way did he go?
That way. Points over to the kind of direction heading towards the tent.
Okay.
Happily takes off.
Yep.
I stay with Nanny.
Okay. 11:35, 11:40. You're getting pretty close to the 12 o'clock time. Okay. So CT, you're still over by the kegs.
Yep.
And Scout, you go in that room, and that's what you're seeing. CT, tell me what's going on. What are you doing right now?
So they offered me to stay, but I obviously don't see anything. So I'm gonna go head over back towards Scout. and kind of just take note of everything. Can I use perception? Do I notice anything?
You enter it, and it's just when Patches is holding up the sword at the end.
Okay.
It depends on what you're trying to see. If you're trying to survey the scene, you don't have to make a check on that. I will just tell you it's exactly the same thing that Scout saw.
Yeah. Okay. And so, my instinct is to just go over there and tackle Patches on the ground.
Okay. All right. You're entering the. Okay, so he's celebrating. Can you make and then Scout, what are you doing? Because you see CT climb onto the, like, how are you gonna do it? Because it's a crowd of people. The only clearing is that table they just ran across with food all over it. CT, how are you doing this?
I'm just going to. I mean, in terms of timing, I should. I'm just gonna. If there are little halflings and gnomes around me, I'm literally just like pushing my way through, and
Okay.
just running towards, because that's like I'm just basically like beelining it, like tunnel visioned. I'm here to just figure out what's going on because I don't want to wake up in like another hour doing the same thing again. So.
Okay, so you're running through and you're pushing him. Scout, what are you doing? Scout, you are standing on the side and you see CT rush and start pushing halflings. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen with that, but that's kind of what's happening first.
Okay, so I see that, and I'm not one for confrontation, so I'm going to kind of dip closest to, what's his name, as I can.
Patches, closest to Patches as I can, without him noticing me, and try and like dip under the table if I can. Okay.
And can I take? Okay, so he's on top of a table, right?
He's at the end of the hallway, and on top of the table, he has the knife out, and he's like cheering.
So I can tell that he's getting like rushed, right, by CT. Can I duck under the table and then take one of my daggers, still sheathed, like from under the table into like one of the slots? I'm imagining it like almost like a picnic table, if that's real.
Mm-hmm.
And like try and like knock his balance off so he falls.
Okay, let me map it out a little bit clearer though, so that I can.
Okay.
Let me think. You're trying to sneak underneath the table to like.
Right. I'm trying to assist if I can to kind of like get him down in a way where I still stay hidden. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say that you advance ahead. You do see CT. You're smaller, roguelike. You can move around. Make your stealth check. And CT, I need you to make 3 athletics checks.
Ooh, 16 stealth.
Okay, you managed to be underneath him. You are underneath that area. He doesn't see you.
3.
Okay.
9, 15, 18.
3, 9, 15, and 18?
9, 15, and 18.
Okay, with the 9, the first 9, you start to like kind of rush and push him, but the halflings are like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they're like kind of like slowing you down a little bit, and they're getting kind of like upset, like, "Hey, don't do that!" And they're being pushed. And you're actually pushing some of them off onto the tables, and some of them are getting hurt. Like,
it's all right. We'll start all over again tomorrow. Y'all be fine.
With the 15, you make it past like the middle part of the room. Okay, you're already past the middle part of the room. Luckily, you don't hurt anybody. 18, you get right onto the same stage as Patches, and Patches looks at you, and he starts to try to dip out the back of this tent as well. What are you two doing then?
Oh, I'm going after him still.
Yeah, if he's gonna run, then I'm gonna duck from under the table and like try and scamper over to him, and I don't know, like sweep the legs, trip him.
Okay, you're gonna try to trip him again. Okay, Scout, make a dexterity check.
A 14.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm lying. Yes, 14.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough to trip him. He trips on his side, and he has the knife out. Okay, and he's falling with the knife. And as he's falling off to the side, he looks and he sees you, and he throws the knife straight for you, Scout.
What a punk!
Okay. That's a 5 without a modifier. I'm gonna assume that's not gonna hit.
Yeah,
Let's see
that doesn't hit.
Let me just check. I don't think it's gonna hit. It's fine. It's not gonna hit. It goes past you, okay? And as it's going past you, CT, you see it move past you too, and then it's heading into the halfling crowd.
Okay.
And it's going past you right now into the halfling crowd.
So, I mean, I guess I should stop it.
You do whatever you need to do. You do whatever you need to do.
Honestly, I'm just going to let it go because
Okay.
I'm not going to try and risk saving it and all of a sudden I cut my hand and like, no. So.
We're about to wake up in 30 minutes. Just
exactly.
That
I'm
out there.
Just let it go.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what happens to that in a second. You guys make it at the tent, and he's dipping for Threepenny Woods. He's heading into Threepenny Woods, okay? Okay. Kepley, Sarg, and Sheldon, what's happening?
I've stayed with Nanny.
Okay, let's go with Kepley and Sarg.
We're running it in a direction. I don't know if we see anything else. Run into more people. Running in the direction that she pointed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess because in the direction she pointed, we'd like end up, I think, by the shrine, and at that point, I'd be like looking around, trying to see if there's like a commotion or anything that would give away, their location, basically.
Perception checks to both of you with advantage.
-1, okay. That's a 17.
Wow, that's with a -1. Holy shit, okay.
It's a non-natural
Yep.
20.
Non-natural 20. You hear the commotion in the pudding tent, but the commotion that you're hearing there now is like screaming.
I'll look over at Kepi. Is like, I think that's for us.
Yep, sounds like CT.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys arrive. You guys get into the pudding tent, and you see there the make a history check, both of you.
Oh my god.
Alright,
Life's
still a
gonna kill
-1.
my friends.
Rolls. Got a 5.
Okay.
I got a 5.
You don't recognize it, but there is an old man with a knife, the pudding knife, through his chest, and there are halflings around him trying to revive him.
Old man.
It's an old
You
halfling.
let that happen.
It's an old halfling, and it looks like, I can't tell you who it looks like to you. I can't, but there's an old halfling with a knife through his chest.
Kepley's gonna run up and touch hands.
Okay. How much do you heal him for?
5 points. 5 points.
Risky 5.
5 points of healing. He is lying there with the knife in his chest, and you're healing him with the knife still in his chest. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Because you're healing, you're sealing the knife that is around his chest.
Yeah, I don't care about him surviving. I just need to talk to him.
Oh.
You haven't earned that badge.
He's barely alive. He's got a knife.
He's actually assisting the elderly that I would need last. And this is not helping.
I'll walk over. I'm like, sir, are you okay?
Stop it!
He has.
Stop it!
He has
Do
a
you
few.
know Sarah Lee? Do you know Sarah Lee?
He has a few words, and I'm gonna let you both ask one question. One question each, because that is all he has.
Do you know Sarah Lee? Is my question. That's it.
He like looks at you. Can you make a persuasion check with advantage for healing the guy with the knife still in his chest?
I tried. That is a 23.
Wow.
He pulls out of his pocket, and it's one of Nanny's candies. And it's you know it because it's the same candy that gave you a toothache.
That's the one that hurt my tooth.
Okay.
He eats it.
Make a fucking Constitution saving throw. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Not 20.
God damn it. You taste it, and it's the exact same fucking candy that you ate on your 10th cycle, and for some reason at this one time it didn't give you a toothache, but it gave you a huge guilt trip. You feel guilty as fuck for some reason. Sarg,
my question was, are you okay? That was
He dies! He straight up dies! He does it, that fight, the last breath, he's
That's
like...
Sarg, though. He's like Gilligan.
He dies, okay? This old halfling, one of the oldest looking halflings in this town, is dead now.
So I'll look over at Kepley and I'll be like, I think we needed to take that out.
Okay, Kepley, okay, hold on. Sheldon, I'm gonna get to you in a second, okay? It's very important. I'm gonna get to Sheldon in a second. But Kepley, I need you to make one more perception check.
Oh, godly. Let's see if this works.
Make a perception check with it. Just make a perception check.
Oh, I don't even need advantage. 18 plus, or no, minus 1. Yep, 17.
Yeah.
We should have taken this out.
You hear out of the crowd somebody yell your name, okay? And it's your Scoutmaster Denny.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's your Scoutmaster Denny. And Denny stands up out of the halflings and he goes, and he watched everything that you did with trying to heal this man with the knife in his chest, and he goes, Kepley, give me back your medicine badge. You're out of the green teens. And he takes your medicine badge and he bans you from the green teens.
Alright, Kepley just falls stricken on the floor. Just in shock, total shock. Just done.
He takes
his life is over.
And he takes your badge and he just peels it off. And he just looks at it. He sees the blood stain of the old man, and he goes, I thought I taught you better. And he throws the patch out and walks out of the tent. Sheldon, how was your time with Nanny?
What are you lighthearted, dude? Shit,
what are you
man.
doing? What are you doing?
Actual tears right now.
I stay with Nanny. I kind of converse with her about kind of her candies and where she kind of makes them from, how she makes them, and kind of her creation process. I'm actually waiting with her until noon to see what happens.
Okay. So the process that she tells you about is how she takes all the candy, she pulls it from fruit that dries up, and she makes this beautiful candies from the old fruit from the last year.
And then I show her various fruits. Do you use this? Do you use this? How about this? And I keep just bringing up various fruits.
I love it. Make a performance check just to see how enthusiastic she's about that. She's just
performance. So that's 17.
she like loves it. She's like, oh my gosh, I love these. And she's just like telling you about all the candy. You guys are bonding over the fruits. And she's like getting ideas of the new fruits, okay? 12 o'clock hit. Is there anything else you want to know about the fruits kind of in the process? There's other things you could ask her too, but...
No, I'm actually just kind of buying time till 12 o'clock with her.
Okay. So, it's like pushing around 12, and she's like, there's... Pardon me, but I'm gonna close up shop for a bit. It's about like 11:50 or so. She's like, I'm gonna close up shop for a bit, but you can stay if you want for some candy. But I'll just be right back. I'm probably gonna get some fruit over in the Threepenny Woods so I can make some for the afternoon.
Do you mind if I join you in the woods?
No.
I'm looking for more fruits for the various pudding I'm trying to make.
No, not at all. Come. She heads towards Threepenny Woods. Okay.
Oh.
She heads towards Threepenny Woods. At that time, everybody has converged into Threepenny Woods. There is Patches, who has entered Threepenny Woods. Scout, CT, you guys are now entering Threepenny Woods. Sheldon, you guys are finally kind of making your way over there. Kepley, sorry, you guys are still at the tent. You're not too far from Threepenny Woods. What are you guys doing?
Kepley is on the ground, fetal position, useless for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm consoling him.
Okay. You guys get to the woods again, okay? And
so Patches is also entering the woods, right?
Mm-hmm. Patches is running into the woods.
The moment I see him, I catapult a watermelon at his face.
Okay, make the attack roll.
You need to make a dexterity save.
Oh yeah, dex save. Okay. Dexterity. Okay. Oof.
Better hit for 22 at least.
13? Does that save?
That is the save.
The watermelon swings past him, and it just hits the tree next to it. He turns and he looks, and he sees Nanny. He sees Nanny out. And Nanny and you are standing there, and Nanny's like, she nods her head like this, and Patches pulls out his wand.
Firebolt! I want to firebolt the moment he pulls out his wand.
You two, you guys are behind Patches when this happens. So what's the situation? What's the scenario?
Who,
Scout
me?
CT.
I'm there too?
Yeah, you guys are all there.
Well, I'm naturally going to hide behind the shell of Sheldon.
Sheldon is on the other side entering the woods. So like you guys enter you and CT enter the woods. Patches is here. You know what? Let me do this. Can you guys pull up your roll 20? Yeah, they'll be there. Okay, so CT and Scout, you guys are here. Sheldon is coming from another direction with Nanny. Earlden is here in the middle. Kepley, sorry, you guys are not here. That's the scenario, okay? And he sees that watermelon swings by him, and he pulls out his wand, and it's like bullet time. The wand is coming out. What's happening?
The moment.
And is that the mole guy in front of us? Because that's the icon that's up there.
The mole guy in front of you is Patches.
How interesting.
The moment he's pulling his wand out, I cast Firebolt, like at his hand with the wand.
Right.
And
I
knock an arrow and I.
Is he pointing it at somebody, or he's just pulling it out?
He's pulling it out, and his aim is heading towards the direction of both Sheldon and Nanny.
Oh shit!
Yeah. I'm gonna hit him with an arrow.
Okay.
I don't know what action you want to start first.
I know that's what I'm trying to figure out.
I know I just had an action, so I'm fine with it being like.
CT, what are you doing? It's because I'm not rolling initiative for this. This is why it's getting kind of awkward. CT, what are you doing?
I'm just running towards and like.
Okay.
I can feel my chest expanding, so if I need to do breath weapon like right now.
Okay, so let's go Scout. Let's go Scout because Sheldon tried to throw his watermelon. So it's gonna go Scout. This is kind of a fake initiative. Scout, Sheldon, and then CT. No, Scout, CT, okay. Sheldon. Scout, CT, Sheldon. Scout, make your attack roll.
So I'm gonna use my longbow and I'm gonna knock an arrow and try and hit him with it. And I rolled an 18 plus 5, which is 23.
That hits. Roll the damage.
Okay, 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay. He takes that 9 damage. Just kind of like looks around, and then you start to see where you hit him with the arrow. His skin starts to shape and form and change, and he starts to change into this like kind of white fur-looking thing. And his eyes start to just kind of melt into his face. A snout starts to come out, and like his hands around the wand start to form into a claw. CT, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm just gonna do it. I mean, if I started it again, I'm gonna use my breath weapon.
What's the save? Hold on, let me make the save, okay?
Yep.
What kind of save is it?
Dex.
A 19.
Come on, dude.
That's a 19.
All right. Well, he still takes half damage.
Sure. Yeah.
4.
You get like maybe like one little like spurt of it, and it like singes it off like the corner of his ear, kind of like he like shakes it off, and he reels back and he points it straight for Nanny. And Sheldon, this is your last chance. What are you doing?
I'm casting Firebolt at him.
Firebolt. Okay. Is there any other effects that happen with Firebolt?
It's just a cantrip, so it's just damage.
Okay. Roll for the attack.
Flammable objects hit by the spell ignite if it isn't being worn or carried. So, yeah, it's just really just an attack. That's a non-natural 20.
Non-natural 20. Okay. So roll for the damage. That hits for sure.
So I crush up a bunch of like chili peppers and flakes, and I like rub them together, and I like throw it, and it becomes a fire bolt at him.
Amazing.
For like effect. That's 9 points of damage.
Okay. So again, singes him, and he's just like, and he pushes through the fire. He pushes through the flame. He doesn't have any eyes, just like growling teeth. And he says, and he casts his curse. Turns Nanny into a statue. And again, blackness engulfs the blackness starts to pull up from your shadows, and the same scenario happens, is that those shadows push into the village, and they slaughter the entire halfling village. And you wake up, and it's the 14th time that you've woken up.
All right, we know what to do now. We got this. Go get fucking patches. Everybody, get your shit together.
Okay. Everything. Okay, just remember, everything resets. Kepley, you are still a green teen. Everything resets.
Is still crying. Nope. Crying.
You have the memory. You have the memory, but you are still a green teen. You have your patches. You're still a green.
Are we like 30 minutes to an hour close, or are you like a few more hours close?
Depending on how this is a one cycle close. You can do this in one cycle.
Well, this one day basically took an hour, so if we have another hour, I think, right?
And don't forget too, is that if there is certain events you want to piece together and that you want to just like stack, those events happen the way you want them to happen. If you've if they've already happened that way, they happen that way again. You don't have to play it out again. Everything that's happened has happened.
I don't want a watermelon to the face though right now.
You're gonna take a watermelon to the face.
You get a watermelon to the face every morning.
You're gonna take a watermelon to the face.
No, doesn't it change because essentially he knows that he's gonna hit me in the face, so he doesn't do it.
He's gonna still do it. You have to make the dex save. You always have to make the dex save. But the thing that I want to note, and I want you guys to understand too, is that you need to make some decisions on which loops are going to stay, because that will help you in your timeline. So
we remember everything, right?
You remembered everything that happened in these 2 hours, and there's other things that have happened too. You could always, we can always do a little bit of history check to see what helps. But in these 2 hours, all that stuff happens the way that it happens. So you can just tell me kind of like what you want to happen at what time, or however you want it to play out though. But this is a very close part of the game.
So are you saying like if we don't go to the pottery place, and we don't chase Patches, then that doesn't happen and we don't end up in the woods?
No. No,
You know
that,
what I mean?
I guess that's where it gets kind of loopy with time stuff.
Okay. I just want to ask one thing. The curse is, I curse you to forget this day until I get pudding, correct? That was the exact phrasing of his...
Yes. Yes,
okay.
That is his curse.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
perfect.
and then I just want to clarify one thing before we finish up, because I really want us to, I don't want to rush it, but I want to play with you guys. Scout, what was your question again?
Oh, I was just saying, like, if we decided not to run to the pottery place and we didn't chase Patches, then would we still end up in the woods? Like,
No, you wouldn't.
okay, but we still remember all of that happening.
Yes. So
Okay.
the action of going there at that time will result in the consequence of you heading into the woods, and that sequence of
got
events.
But doesn't it depend on like whether or not we like, do we have to go through the checks again, the ability checks if we go through the same stuff?
No, you won't. You won't.
Okay.
You're
Would I be
successful.
able
You're
to-
successful in that. You can basically, it's checkpoints. Where do you want to pick up?
I have an idea.
I want to pick up not getting hit in the face with a.
All right, let's start with the morning.
I have an idea. You're gonna have to make the save, but I have an idea.
Okay, make the same thing. Okay, same thing. CT, you wake up, you check on Kepley. Kepley checks his stuff. Sarge is checking on his armor. Scout, you're gonna have to make your deception check, but CT, make your dex save.
I don't know why I gotta keep doing this, man. I already got it the first time. I read it. Oh, okay, hold on.
I might throw up, you know. If you...
Oh my god, it is a crit one.
Oh no!
Here we go.
8 points of damage.
Okay, make your Sarg, so 8 points of damage, CT. The watermelon hits you in the face. Doesn't burst open, but you get a good shiner. But it bursts open a little bit. You get like kind of a crack, and some of the watermelon gets into Sarg's mouth. Make a Constitution saving throw, Sarg.
I got a 10.
You got a what?
10.
You got a 10?
Yep.
Okay, you're allergic to watermelon. Take 4 points of damage. 4 points of like poisoning, allergic damage.
Okay. So I have a snotty nose for the rest of the day.
I run over to CT and I do the same thing. I'm like, God damn it! And then I like use healing word again, and I go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this.
Okay,
And
all right.
that is 7 points of healing damage.
Okay, 7 points of healing damage. Great. Okay. You guys
Got
go.
a 9 for deception.
9 for deception. This is getting worse and worse for you, Scout. Not only have they discovered that you are not there, they have already sent out the people to come find you, and they're probably, if you don't make it out of this next loop, Scout, your family's gonna come find you, and they're gonna be stuck in this loop with you.
Nice.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay. Here's my idea.
Okay, can you call me when you get home? I'm almost done.
You
30 more
guys,
minutes. Okay, I love you.
you guys go get
Sheldon,
Patches.
what's your idea? Oh my god.
You guys go get Patches, and you catch them, and you like kind of just get them, and you grab them, and you keep them, and you hold them. And then I'm gonna go get my missing ingredient from Garcia's brasseries, and I'm gonna come to you, and I'm gonna make him some goddamn pudding.
He is a god, so who's going to tackle him?
I mean, I have some rope. Maybe I can make a lasso or something.
Pretty boy, it's your time to shine, buddy.
Let's do this.
Also, somebody trip Link along the way.
Got started. Okay.
Okay. All right. Hold on. I just need to clarify a couple things. This is actually important. This is an actually important piece of information. Okay. What are the things that you do in the morning that you have consistently done? So like, there is the tray of cakes. Do you guys still do the tray of cakes thing?
He fucking drops the cakes.
You let him drop the cakes?
Yeah, I let him drop the cakes. We just want to stop Link from running around.
Okay.
Do we need to stop Link?
Stop Link from running around.
If we just beat him to the pottery, do we need to stop him?
That's fair. That's also fair. Just
Link
beat him
is
to the pottery.
Well, that's gonna be another storyline if you're trying to beat him to the pottery. Link is gonna get to the pottery. So the only way to really interrupt that timeline is to either stop him or let him get there.
Yep. All right. Well then, I guess I still trip him. I don't know if Sheldon still accesses the wall.
I think I just want to punch him. Just like knock him out.
Make an
Sarge
attack.
punches the shark.
Make an attack roll, Sarge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be there to be the wall.
He's not gonna be there to be the wall. He's heading over to Garcia's.
14.
You fucking clock him, and like 3 of his hearts just go doo-doo-doo, just like fucking go down. Okay, and he's just like, "Ugh!" And he kind of like falls backwards. Okay, so then that's taken care of. Okay.
So I'll turn around and be like, okay, what's next?
I want you guys to just grab Patches. Just grab them. Just grab them and keep them, and I will meet you guys at the pottery place. I will meet you there. And then I go over to Garcia, and I get the amaranth because that's the missing ingredient for my pudding. And I jog as fast as I can to get to the pottery.
Okay, all right. So that's
Are
how
we meeting you?
Go to the pottery.
Okay, and you guys are gonna wait until like kind of like that 9:30 time, same thing.
I'm as soon as I see Patches, I have rope in my equipment, so I'm just gonna like make a little lasso. I'm gonna try and lasso him.
He is
as soon as I see
inside.
him.
He's inside the pottery.
Yeah, yeah.
area.
I'm not even getting no precedence. I'm just gonna walk up and lasso him.
CT, what are you doing?
I'm gonna wait for him in the back with Scout. I mean, I'm just gonna try and grab him as soon as he walks into the door.
Okay.
And just use my
'Cause
strength.
he's coming in the back, right?
He's coming in the back, and he's gonna same thing. He's gonna go ask La Paz for a pottery.
Yeah.
So he sees you two, and so the first thing is make the attack roll for the lasso. So that would be, I guess, make a
dexterity, right?
It's dex. Yeah, make a dexterity check.
Okay. 21.
21. Okay.
Nice.
You loop around him, and you like tighten him up, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he starts to get pretty pissed.
That's my cue.
CT, what are you doing? You said you're gonna grab him and hold him?
I'm gonna grab him and hold him, and then just try and get him. I'm trying to get him into the forest. Is that what we decided?
We didn't decide anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we didn't decide anything besides grab him. Sheldon is apparently making pudding at light speed, and we are grabbing him.
Okay, what's gonna? Okay.
Coming over. I want you to just keep them in a singular space at the pottery.
Okay.
I want you to keep them there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna grab him. I'm holding him.
Meet our friends.
Okay.
Hold on. And I'm gonna bring him outside so he doesn't ruin the pottery.
Okay, that's fair enough. I would definitely say that he's restrained, so he's gonna have a disadvantage on any sort of rolls. But he is gonna try to like at least somewhat fight you, but it's gonna be at a disadvantage.
On strength.
Yeah, let's do a strength contest, but he's rolling at a disadvantage. Okay. What'd you roll?
Against my strength?
Yeah, against your strength.
Do I get a... Oh, he gets disadvantage, but I just roll 1.
Yeah.
19.
Yeah, that's enough. You drag his little gnome ass out of the fucking, pottery barn. And and the halflings are like, "Hey, let go of Patchers!" And they're like pointing at you, and they start to all come out of their tents, and they're like, "Let go of Patchers!"
Worry. It's all part of the festival. It's fine. Just go back about your
This is not a festival tradition.
It's totally a tradition.
It's just part of the fun. We're just having fun. Don't worry.
And Patches is there, and he's like, "Let go of me! Let go of me!"
It's totally fine.
The people. Yeah. Okay. You make it. Sheldon, Sarg, Kepley, you guys make it over to Pottery Barn.
Okay, cool. I've got.
Kepley is off to the side, just looking for Nana. He's not going straight to them.
I got the thing. I got the plant. Do you mind if I share my screen? Yeah, I'm sharing right now. Boom. And I make him that. Bam.
Oh my god.
I make him rice pudding with ginger and amaranth and mango. This is the pudding I was gonna make for the festival, and I make it for him, and I'll feed it to him.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you kind of what that scenario looks like in a second. So to paint the picture is CT, you're holding down this little gnome. The halflings all around are like freaking out about this kind of scenario, and they're like, no, let go of Patchers. Scout is trying to calm down the crowd and quell them. Sarg, tell me, Sarg, what you're doing, because I need to talk about what Kepley's doing. But Sarg, what are you doing?
Sure, I'm doing crowd control, so I'm like not letting them get too close. Like I'm letting Karen handle like the little body, Scout talk, and I'm just like posting up basically. Like if they get too close, I'm just gonna like push them away.
Okay,
he's all of a sudden got a yellow jacket on.
Yeah.
He's got like a yellow festival jacket on. Okay.
CC event staff.
And Kepley, what are you doing now?
Like I said, I'm off to the side towards the woods, trying to intercept Nana before she gets to the group or before she gets to the commotion. So I can warn her of what's happening.
So she steps out and she's like, "What's going on?" And she's looking at you, Kepley.
Nana, I know you're Sarah Lee. Uragalin is there, and he wants to turn you into stone. I also want candy.
Oh, Uralden is here?
Yes, he's Patchers.
Patches? No way. Well, where is he? We have to stop him.
He's over there, but where's my candy?
Wait. Are you a green teen?
I am a green teen.
Oh my gosh, I love green teens. We used to sing their anthem every year.
Oh God.
Irving loves. You know what? Let's sing it for me. Sing it for me, because I'll give you a little candy. We'll stop Uralden, I promise. But sing it for me.
Okay. A teen of green is
never me.
Our souls.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay.
And at all times we stay serene to glean the sheen of light unseen. Okay, now give me the candy.
Okay, she gives you the candy. She gives you the candy, and she's following you whatever you're gonna do. What are you doing with the candy? You're just eating it?
Yeah, I'm eating it. Yeah. Okay. He loves the candy.
All right, it gives you the candy, and what are you leading him to? What are you doing? Where are you taking him?
Well, I told Sarah Lee that Uralden is gonna try to turn her into stone. So she chooses to go towards Uralden. That's on her.
She does, yeah. She starts heading towards Uralden.
Okay. Watch out for the wand.
Oh, I'll take care of him. So do you guys are you guys trying to meet where? Yeah, because he's not trying to run away. She's gonna head towards.
Yeah, no, I'm running up with Sarah Lee. Wherever Sarah Lee goes, I'm following her.
Okay, all right. There's no initiative for this, but this is gonna be a massive skill check. Uralden is starting to hulk out of his form, and he's trying to push against the rope. Scout, you have him kind of like tied down, like pulling him. Okay, you need to make a strength check, and we're gonna kind of like go down the line and keep that pudding up there. Keep that. Don't unshare that pudding there, Sheldon. That's gonna stay there.
Okay. Oh.
Okay.
Bon appetit.
Yeah.
So Scout, what'd you roll?
This is the research I did for my character, Aaron. This is it.
This is beautiful. So
my whole character is based on this rice pudding.
This is fantastic. Scout, what did you roll for your strength check?
I rolled an 18 without any modifiers.
Okay, you managed to hold him down, and your rope is just cinching him, and he's still trying to bust out of it. CT, you need to make a dexterity check as he's trying to push kind of off of you and try to like kind of hook your leg.
11.
11. Okay, you manage to. He tries to do. That's right. He tries to sweep the leg, and you manage to pick up your big old dragon foot just as it's about to do it, and you stomp down, and he just misses you behind the leg, and he's kind of now in this awkward position. Sarg, I need you to make a charisma check.
Okay, I just rolled a 13.
And your charisma is a +3, so 16.
Yeah.
Okay, describe to me how you calm the crowd down.
Oh, I'm just trying to intimidate them into like submission, basically. Just
okay, all right.
Just
Make an intimidation check. I didn't think you were gonna do that. Make an intimidation check.
Yeah. All right, give me a second. Fuck, I should have just stayed with charisma because I rolled an 8. So.
They're like looking at you, and they're not only are they not intimidated by you, but they feel kind of like not offended. I would say that they're just like, no, like that's Patches. Like he's a part of our community. Like that's Patches. Leave Patches alone. And they're just like kind of like pushing back, trying to like kind of like see what happens. And then that's when they notice that Patches is like, oh my gosh. They're like backing up and they're like, what is that? And he's like forming and shaping. Okay. Kepley. Kepley, she turns to you. Nanny turns to you. And she goes, you're gonna want to you're gonna want to cover your eyes for this, or like shield yourself. And she snaps her fingers, and from that snap, there is a yellow glow that starts to cover her hand, and she goes from the color of like kind of like this kind of like gnome, kind of like fair skin color, to like a golden color. Her hair was like kind of like a weird kind of like top bun thing that was black, starts to go into like a blonde, and it starts to fall, and she starts to radiate with like all this like kind of divine energy. And as she kind of radiates, like a surge of energy just like whiffs away from her, and you see her change and form into Sarah Lee. And she's standing there, and she needs at least one more round before she can banish Roldan. Now, here's a really important piece, is Sheldon. He is thrashing about, and he is being like, like managed like that. And he just doesn't want to, he wants to be free, and he's going to tear apart this town. And he's just like, Rah! How are you feeding the pudding into Roldan?
I am forcibly just shoving that spoon down his fucking throat. Just like, no, yeah, eat it.
Can I assist? Because I'm sure I'm hearing that now, right? Like the crowd is running away, right? And they're like,
yes.
What is that? So I'll turn around and see that Sheldon needs help.
Yeah, how do you assist them?
So I'm gonna just grab him by the mouth, like, or grab him by the face, and like leave a hole in his mouth so that he can like shove the spoon in or whatever he's gonna use as a utensil.
Okay. So so you start to like spoon it into his mouth.
DM, can Kepley cast bless on his friends to help them out with the situation?
Yes.
Motherfucker, okay. If you forget
everybody
again.
everybody except for my buddy Sark.
Okay, here's how it's gonna work. Everybody's gonna get one more round. Okay, this is gonna be a one more round all the way around through. Okay, and everybody needs to make their success. It's gonna go around one more time. Okay, and Sheldon, you're gonna roll with an advantage. Okay. But let's go from the top. Scout, you're holding on. You need to make a strength saving throw, or make a strength check. Because you're not fighting him. You're making a strength check to hold him down.
Did I get the bless on him before that or not?
You do. Everyone is blessed. Everyone is blessed. So don't forget that.
Everybody's blessed.
At 20.
Whoo! You pull him down, and his arms are opened up, and he's just like he's finally like stable to the ground. CT, what are you doing? You're still holding him from the back too, okay?
I'm holding him from the back, and I literally want to just breath weapon him right here.
Wait, right where?
Right in front of me.
Just right from behind him? Like
you're gonna hit
back
Scout
of his
too.
head?
It's like a really hot shower.
Oh, okay. Yeah, breath weapon him.
You gotta do a dex.
Oh yeah, dex save.
So Scout and I have to do dex saves, huh? Because I'm holding his mouth.
Well, if he's restrained, then I don't think he can make dex saves.
It would at least be with disadvantage, right?
Yeah,
at the very least.
I would say with a disadvantage.
Wait, you guys are holding his mouth right now?
They're in front of him, trying to open his mouth so that they can feed him pudding.
Oh,
fuck. Oh, you're definitely hitting everybody.
I didn't know that. Okay, then if that were the case, I'm just gonna I'll just roll, but I'll also use a bonus action and use Bardic Inspiration. So as I'm holding him down, I'm also singing.
What are you singing? What song are you singing? There might be one answer to this, but I want to see what song are you singing?
It's called "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees.
Okay.
Fantastic. No, that's good. That works. Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. Okay, by like the fantasy Bee Gees.
Fantasy Bee Gees. The DJs.
The DJs. Okay.
All right. So my strength check was a 20.
Okay. So bardic inspiration on who? Because you had, I think, 3 of them when you started off the cycle.
Holding the mouth. Is that Sarg?
Yeah.
That is Sarg.
Sarg, you get advantage because it's your time to shine.
Oh, Sarg got some love.
Finally.
Okay, Sarg, make a strength check. Make a strength check.
And what is he doing? What is Patches doing right now? Like
Patches' arms are strapped down like this. He is being held from the back by CT, okay? And he's like thrashing about. You finally like grab him so that he can open up his mouth, and he's gonna try to clamp down and close his mouth because he doesn't know kind of like what's happening, and he's just like, and he's about to close his mouth. At the same time, you can see that that Sarah Lee is creating a banishing spell, and she's like almost gonna be ready to launch it, but she needs a little bit more time. And then with that, yeah, make your check.
All right.
What are you doing?
You get a plus D6 to your roll.
Okay. So I'm gonna use my I'm gonna make a check and then use my second wind to get a second action. I mean an action surge. Sorry, not a second wind. Action surge.
All right.
To take an additional action. So I'm gonna headbutt him and tell him to stop fighting. Yeah, just like I'm holding his face. I'm just gonna like headbutt him and like prop his mouth open again.
Okay, make the attack roll.
Hell yeah.
It's with an advantage. He's restrained.
Oh, well, I had an 18, so it's fine. 22.
Yeah. So you knock him back, and he's like, opens up his mouth.
Good, and I'm just like gonna clamp down and like I'm gonna double down on his open mouth and just like hold it.
Okay. Make a strength check. Make a strength check with advantage.
Thank God. 13.
Add that D6. Did you add that D6?
Oh no, I just did advantage. Sorry.
And with the D6.
17.
His mouth is open, wide open. Now it's your turn, Sheldon. What check I want you to make is, what check would you want to make? And it's what check do you want to make to make this food something that Earlden, something that's delicious? What check would that be for you?
Shit.
Airplane noises, dude.
That's legit what I was thinking, but persuasion, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Persuasion check. Okay. You have been blessed. I don't know.
You do give me advantage.
Advantage, blessed.
Okay, here we go.
This is the last check.
That is a 21 total.
Describe to me what this tastes like.
So it's there's like a nice little spice from like the ginger, and then like the rice kind of comes in smooth and creamy, and then you get that really nice, beautiful mango flavor at the end, and then the amaranth is a nice earthy tone. Yeah, so you get like that very much all of the flavors coming around, and then boom, and it sits right in his belly.
And it just,
and I go, yeah, bitch, enjoy it.
As he ingests it, he finally stops like struggling, and he like, it's strange, but he starts to shape like back into like patches, and he's like shaping back. And the really kind of weird and kind of gross thing is that there's also like almost a piece of him that kind of comes apart, and it's like shaping into a small like little mole, and the little mole like separates from Patches and just like pulls out from him. It's probably about this big, and it just like kind of crawls on the ground and it tries to scurry away.
Can I eat it?
Watermelon at that bowl.
I know. I was like, can I eat it? Just kick the shit out of it.
Sarah Lee reels back. She has her banishment spell. She casts it. It hits the mole, and you just see it just go. It just disintegrates into dust. Just completely gone. Okay, completely gone. And then something interesting happens. What ends up happening actually is, it's strange, but like you feel this like kind of aura around you, and then there's like this like time loop, and everything starts to like flash, and all the memories that you've had at the festival start to like kind of come back to you, and you start to remember almost everything about this town. You remember everything about the Honeypuddle people, and you start to remember everything about these halflings that you've met. You finally start to realize some of these stories that have come up. Like you go back through your sequence of events that have happened, and you know, there's even a storyline that happens where CT ends up becoming the Pudding Queen. There's a part of the story where Ray Sparrowwind and Garcia's kids, they were all bummy and bummed out because they pretended that they like didn't like each other, but they actually liked each other, and they end up like getting together at the festival. And it's just like these stories of loops that you guys have already kind of gone through. La Paz, she finds that her that elf that keeps coming by and destroying her area had some weird like fetish with breaking things. So you guys interrupted that loop like right from like the get-go. And there's all these like memories that come back to you. And a couple of the things that happen, and I want you to tie in how your story ends. But I'm gonna kind of help you a little bit along the way. But the other thing that happens for Kepler is that of all the events that Kepler does, is the one that probably helps him the most is Kepler, do you help somebody who's elderly? Is there a part where you help somebody who's elderly?
No, I think the only time I tried to help the person that was elderly was the guy that got stabbed in the chest.
There's a time loop. There's a time loop when that does happen, Kepler, and you jump in front of the knife, and you take the knife, and it hits you, and in that sequence, you are honored with the badge of helping the elderly. So. This is like kind of like the last kind of pieces. There's a loop, Sheldon, where you help take the amaranth and you bring it to the great pudding, and it becomes this great addition to the pudding. And Scout, your people do come back, and they end up finding you in this town, and they see how much fun you're having, and that they become almost like they pull out of their shells a little bit, and they're like, oh, maybe life out here isn't like so bad. And CT, you can hear from pretty far off in the distance the sound of music as your partridge family starts to come down the way, and they're like, you know, playing music as they're entering the town. Sarg, I would say that you do find work in the village. Like, you find some work in the village. And that includes like kind of helping with the nearby stands and finding a way to add to the village like safety in general. 2 questions before we finish up. The first question is there anything else that you want to do to wrap up your time at the Pudding Faire? Because there's going to be one question that everyone's going to get.
I want to have some dang pudding.
Yeah, I think Kepler's going to ask Sheldon how to teach him how to make the mango amaranth ginger pudding.
Yeah, and so I teach him how to make it, and I go, mine's still better than yours. And then then I enter it into the competition. I want to win, damn it. It's the whole character arc. I'm trying to win.
Sheldon's an asshole.
There's definitely a story arc where Denny is just like very proud of you, Kepley, for the things that you've kind of done. Because the memories also come back to the people too. They kind of remember a lot of these things.
So he remembers the time that I stole the candy from the dying man?
Yeah, he does. He does.
Oh, shit.
But it supersedes the fact that you sacrifice yourself in another loop.
Okay.
CT, like, tell me a little bit more about your finishing, Sarg, and then...
You told me I was pudding queen? Is that what you said?
There's one loop where you became the pudding queen.
Oh, dang. Yeah, I became pudding queen, and then one loop I also became pudding king because, you know.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah.
And as I'm pudding queen king, I bagpipe, and all of a sudden, you know, we're in this mess hall, and some halfling also grabs his flute, and he's playing his flute, and some other gnome over there is in the corner, all of a sudden busts out the piano, and we're just in, I was like, oh my God, I'm in my happy place, and we just start playing songs.
Awesome. And a Scout, kind of how does your loop end, or like how does, like, what's kind of like the wrap up for you, Scout?
An ice cream sandwich, apparently.
Hey!
Delicious.
Scout and I have been munching all. I don't know how you guys have not eaten anything. But I've had cheese curds. I've had turkey.
Ooh,
I've
cheese curds! Scout pulled out a donut as soon as you talked about donuts.
You know, we started talking about donuts. I had a donut.
I had donuts.
In all fairness, something.
Yeah, I've only had wine. So.
Yeah, I've been
love it.
drinking beer this entire time. I'm pretty buzzed.
Go ahead, Scout. You got a story for how you finish off?
Okay. So you said my tribe showed up, right?
At one of the loops, yeah, your tribe shows up.
So I'm gonna like wave to all of my friends and have them and be like, oh gosh, you guys, you found me. Come join. There's great pudding. You guys just all have to try the pudding, and then I just make them all just like gorge on pudding, and hopefully they crack out of their shells a little bit, and we have a grand old time.
Nice. Very cool. They come in, they enjoy the pudding, and they kind of opened up a little bit. Sarg, how do you kind of finish up?
Yeah, so on his perfect day, he wrestled the pig. He won the eel eating contest, and finally got to try the pudding.
Awesome. Okay.
Simple pleasures.
Simple things. I like it. Okay, two last things. I lied. There's not one last thing. Two last things. What tradition do you bring to the Pudding Fair for next year? What tradition do you bring to the Pudding Fair? It could be a stall. It could be an event that happens. It could be just, something that you do for the festival. What do you bring back to the Pudding Fair?
I would. Sheldon would. He would make his own stand. He would make his own a fruit stand, essentially, and make fruit bowls for everybody.
Hire Kepley as your little worker.
Sheldon fruit stands. Okay, cool. Okay.
I think I would set up a booth or a competition of 5 halflings or gnomes versus me in tug of war.
Wow. So offensive. That's why I never blessed that asshole.
All right, cool. Tug of war. Sarg's tug of war. Sarg's war. CT, Scout, whoever wants to go.
I think I would have contributed a 3-legged race. That would be my addition to the traditions here. It'd be like, oh my gosh, have you guys ever tried just tying one of your legs together and then just trying to run as far as you can? It's great. You should try. We do it in the forest all the time.
The halflings are all about it. They love the running into the forest, so they're all about it too. Actually, we're gonna go CT. Kepley, I want you to go last. CT.
So you know how there's this ski shot. So we're gonna do the cider bagpipe. chug. So everybody gets their own little thing, and everybody tries to suck the cider out of the bagpipe together.
Bagpipe. It's just nothing but cider.
Holy shit! There's gonna be some alcohol deaths on that one. All right, that's great, CT. Fantastic. Rounding out our night is Kepley. What tradition do you bring back to the Pudding Faire?
I think Kepley would try to bring a booth for his troop, just to offer any assistance, whether it's helping with the baking or helping with if an old person needs a helping hand walking around or anything like that. Just he's gonna have a line of green teens that are just ready to go.
They get a knife in the chest,
Take a knife in the chest, whatever you need.
Okay, this rounds out. You couldn't have done it better, perfectly. And one of the traditions that is left in this year's Honeypuddle is to honor the green teens. And what the whole Honeypuddle village, party included, is you recite the green teen oath together as a party.
Oh man.
And it's actually, I've already sent it to you in your chat, but this is like, it's like everyone's together in this like beautiful like big circle, and they're sharing in this pudding, and there's like, pudding stains all over their mouths, and then Kepley stands up on the stage. All right, Kepley, let's use our best singing voice. Let's really get into it. Kepley.
Honorary Scoutmaster, CT, you gotta help me out. You're the singer.
Green.
Our souls sublime. Our hearts
green. And
at all times we stay serene.
To glean
the sheen
of
light
unseen.
The Halfling village is just like they're a little off key, but they love it.
Right, we're cider bagpiping competition just happened, so
yeah,
All right.
yeah. They love it.
I guess.
And that is where we will end.
5 times, Aaron. 5 times. That's how you feel about me.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I will never again put a creed in one of my descriptions.
You leaned into that one. The fact that you wrote a creed out was like, there's no way that I'm not going to use it, Kepley. Like, there's no way.
Good stuff.
There's one more piece that I leave you with. I usually, if people are around my table, I like to leave them with little things. And again, I want to do this to honor the person who helped me out here, though. But Irving's, if you look at the map, if you look at kind of Honeypuddle, is there are, if you can see clearly, there are call outs, I would say, to each and every one of you.
Yeah.
And La Paz.
I noticed that.
Rayson's Ciders, and Irving's caricature, Irving's instant drawings, is actually a very important place, named for one of our players tonight, Jason Irving. He was the one who drew his photo, and he was the one who actually drew it. And if you had a chance to look, he also, I don't know if this will show up, but he also drew.
Nikki, please forgive me.
That's why you.
I tried my best.
That's why you said, "Are you sure you didn't want me?" I was like, "Oh no, it's fine."
Here is CT. Okay.
It's gonna be my phone background.
Okay, there is. Can you guys see CT?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
that
look
is.
like the dinosaur from The Land Before Time.
You do. You do.
100% you're Sarah.
There. Yeah.
Which one?
I don't know. The girl one.
She's Sarah. Sarah Top.
Three horn.
She's the 3-horn.
CT. Ceratops. Hold on. One more. Okay. So then that is CT. Here is Scout.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So that's Irving. Irving would have drawn that for you. There's Scout. Here is Sarg. He's got a real He's got a real Chris Evans.
I see the Chris Evans in the eyes. It's in the eyes.
Yeah. I feel like Rodney Dangerfield. I just got no respect here.
You had the smallest picture. It was just like your face. I couldn't do anything with it.
So pretty.
And to round out our night is this is Kepley, okay, and then here is Sheldon.
Oh my God.
I tried to give you a potion in there because I knew you were an alchemist, but
He looks like he's holding a hurricane.
Dude, I thought he was a shape weight for some reason because I thought he was wearing like a band.
He does look like the fifth Ninja Turtle for sure. But I try,
that was what he was going for.
The hand wraps, I try to keep them, but
that was amazing. That
was so good. Aaron,
thank you guys.
Good.
Appreciate it.
Really, really fun.
Yeah.
oh, man.
That was a good time.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It was honestly like I said, like kind of loose and kind of fun, but like a couple of my DMing styles just like
also a little dark and scary. Yeah, thanks, Aaron.
There was that's the thing.
Like hardcore.
There was some parts in there that I didn't even know. I kind of rolled with it though. But there was opportunities that I saw that like I didn't know that was going to come out, and it just came out like that. But
did you plan to take my future away from me? Was that pre-planned?
That was not. That was definitely not. For sure, Denny was going to show up. Denny was watching. He didn't abandon you. There's no way that your Scoutmaster would abandon you. He was watching you to see kind of what you would do. And I mean, you presented some really great opportunities. But no, like kind of like DMing style is just like I play like kind of loose and like in some aspects. Like I'm not that good with combat. Like the combat was very minimal, if you could see. It's a lot of like skill checks and stuff. But I really try to focus on story time and kind of those kind of fun things. But one of the big things of doing these games that's really important to me is if you guys can give me feedback, like email me. I know Scout's emailed me, Nikki's emailed me before, but email me with any feedback you have, things that you like, things you didn't like, or things that like you would change or that you would want more in your games. But those are stuff that's like really important to me. That's the best way you can kind of like thank me for playing. But I thank you guys for playing with Experience Point. Malcolm, the DM, is the one who like organized all of this. He brings a lot of good people together, and the gaming groups that I have found in these groups are like really fun to play with. Everyone's been super nice and super chill. So I recommend any other games that they have and try out some new DMs. But I appreciate you guys hanging on for the ride. I honestly spent a week like prepping for this. I was so nervous, but I hope you guys had a good time.
Oh, it was beautiful, man.
It was fun, man.
Good.
Fantastic.
I looked at your map and I was like, and you told us, where do you guys want to go? And I was like, dude, like having a story for each place in a map is so hard. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the pig? Where was the pig? Did it live?
You never find out. You're never gonna find out until next year. Until you show up next year. And legitimately, this is gonna be legit. But if I'm still around and I'm able to DM, I'm gonna run Pudding Faire again next year. And that's gonna be 1370.
Alive next year.
I will. I'm gonna throw it
You're
again.
Be fine.
Fucking Cameron, dude.
Great.
Pig. Cameron, the missing pig.